Holy calamity, scream insanity. All you ever gonna be's another great fan of me. Break. Holy calamity, scream insanity. All you ever gonna be's another great fan of me. Break.
Welcome to another episode of the Open Micers Podcast. JD Etheridge. We got our man returning, Armondo, motherfucking Collins in the building.
What up, Open Mic World? How you doing?
We're here. We also have Phil here. Phil wandered here, and he's still here.
Bro.
We're half and half okay with it, to be honest.
Phil,
We're cool with it, but we're also like, he's on one, so what are we going to do?
Yeah, Phil's on something else. Phil texted me. I didn't see it. He was like, if you want to hang out, I'm here. And I was like, what is that?
Yeah,
mean?
I was stretching out my car.
And then, like, I heard, he just tapped at my door, and I went out there, and I was like, why is Phil outside my house? And then he's here.
It could have been metaphysical, like, just letting you know if you have something to talk about, but it's like, no, I'm in the park.
No, he's not here.
Maybe it's both, if you had something to talk about.
And then, like, the thing is, he just came here to decide he's not going to Winston. He was going to Winston.
There you go. Do you have something you need to talk about?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm sleepy.
Why are you so sleepy?
Been working on schoolwork.
Yeah, what's up? You getting 3 hours of sleep? How's that helping anybody? What's up?
Mike, you ain't on shit right now.
Nah, you're trying to balance school and video games. That's your problem.
What video games I play?
I don't know. Probably
What do I play?
Probably Kingdom Hearts.
I wish. That shit fun as hell. I was playing shit right now.
Well, that's very, very kind of you. Armondo said last time we talked to you, Trump had just... Let's jump into Trump first. Let's lead off with Trump.
All right, yeah. Favorite subject.
Fuck
that.
You gotta shout him out, man. He about to graduate and stuff.
All right,
man.
Do the shouts out.
He got a date and everything, man.
Hey, go ahead.
I'm saying, Armando's not just like showing up on the podcast and dropping knowledge, like, and then working at Home Depot. Armando is a working, like, researcher. You know what I'm saying? Just freaking dealing with white people all day and everything.
Just deal with knowledge. Knowledge
is key. Yes. Just teaching and doing teaching in Blacks in American Society again.
Yeah, isn't Nick one of your students?
Yeah, Nick is one of my students, and he finally talked in class. Nick, if you're listening to this, you need to damn talk in class.
Nice. That's hilarious. Has he taught to you any? I think he was working as a bit for a while. I don't know if he did it. He's like, when you're like one of the only white people in the African Americans in society class, you feel really bad about skipping class. Like, if you skip class, you feel racist. Like, you're like, oh, I'm not going to learn.
In that case, he's racist as fuck.
Yeah.
Because he's never been. Well, yeah, he does come to class.
Yeah.
But he has had some racism going on. If that's what that.
Yeah.
is.
Hey,
but
some days you gotta question.
I see what he's saying though.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like I gotta go.
Is him with a bunch of enthusiastic black women.
Okay.
And
there's not a lot of black men in there.
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
But what Nick is nervous about is black women.
And what makes you do it?
Yeah. Because I'm the teacher and I get to see them.
Yeah, and you see him, kind of fumbling when
you get to see the awkwardness that a lot of black people feel in a white class.
Sure.
You know what you want to say and your brain is working, but the way race works, it's probably not the best idea for you to say your side because it's not going to be taken correctly. Not that he's ever saying anything offensive.
Sure.
It's just he's not comfortable.
Sometimes I feel like it's a confidence thing. And I think we were talking with Amson Hughes about this too, that like black people respond to confidence more than I think any other group based on the fact that they respond so negatively when someone's not confident. And I think it's because it like shows the insecurity in themselves. Like they don't want to be seen as non-confident. So when they're around someone that's not confident, it makes them uncomfortable and they're just like, I don't fuck with what's going on. You know what I mean?
I hate uncomfortable white people sometimes. Like somebody said real uncomfortable for no reason, like worse than me. Fidgeting.
But I'm not gonna give that one to him specifically. But in the class, it's like 40 people.
Sure.
You ever been in a class and it's your time to talk, but you really don't want to talk because you don't know these folks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel that.
Plus, it's a subject he's probably not used to having open conversations about.
Sure.
But that's everybody.
Yeah.
But that's the reason that I structure the class the way it is. I mean, it's a space where you can trip over your words and your ideas. because they have to come in contact with differing opinions to help you better formulate your own opinion. I don't ask people to have a right,
Sure.
but speak your mind and contextualize it based on what we're learning while we're around one another.
Yeah. What do you think is the number one thing someone learns when they take your class?
That
Handshake.
race is a creative thing, and that human beings are not monolithic creatures. One culture or one cultural idea of who a person is or who a group is a very thin way of understanding humanity, and
Yeah.
it very rarely works on the individual level or the group level if you're trying to actually analyze the truth about these people.
Yeah. Okay. Hey man, take Armando's class while you can. You got like a couple weeks left, but
He is a genius.
Yeah.
I keep saying that.
Next semester, we're going to try and do something with blacks in comedy.
okay.
Not next semester, next spring.
Sure, yeah, that sounds awesome. But to get more back to, I guess, what we were originally talking about with the whole Trump thing. Last time we talked to you, he had just been elected. He hadn't gotten into office yet. And we pretty much just hit the 3-month mark of him being,
It's been 3 months. It feels like 3 years.
right, of him being in office. And last time we talked to me, your outlook was completely bleak. And, like, pretty much with, I mean, I don't even think you were on the Dave Chappelle side. I was like, we got to give him a chance. Like, I don't feel like you were necessarily there.
I'm still not.
Yeah, sure. But since then to now, what have you seen? What just break it down? What you feel like is going on?
Well, I'm not as personally pessimistic as I was before.
Okay.
We're not all. We are all gonna die, but I'm not as scared as I was. I was speaking out of fear last time.
Yeah, I think I've done the exact opposite. At first, I was like, I'm just gonna do me, but then I was like learning more and more about North Korea, and I was like, what the fuck?
I'm not scared of him.
Sure.
I'm scared of what I know he is and what he represents.
Sure.
Right now, for example, the last 2 to 3 international incidents, the bombing of Syria
Yeah.
and the bombing of Afghanistan,
Yeah.
those moves weren't done with a strategic plan in place other than to reinforce the idea that America will use as much violent force as it has in its arsenal
And it seems like a
to
step.
impose its will wherever it wants to.
Yeah, and it seems like a step up. I mean, we can all agree. I'm not someone that's blind to the fact that Obama was using drone strikes, but these definitely aren't drone strikes.
These aren't drone strikes. They're not strategic, and they're not part of a larger strategic plan.
Yeah.
It is, I will devastate you. I have the power to devastate you. Look at this. And
Yeah.
that's not just, these are examples
Yeah.
for everyone else in the region to see. The reason that I say I'm scared or fearful is because we're lining up in front of North Korea to make another example.
Yeah.
That example is going to be met with technological resistance equal to what we have. Meaning somebody's going to throw a bomb at us. Afghanistan and the Middle East, they're not throwing another bomb at us, or not one that can come here.
Yeah.
It's easy for Trump to do violence to people because there are no personal consequences.
Sure.
And even if it comes here, they're not going to bomb Mar-a-Lago. They're not going to bomb D.C. or better yet, his place in D.C.
Yeah.
They're
Where
going
they
to bomb
hit
where
nothing.
you work,
Like in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere.
where Mom and Pop and Jane work, or better yet, they're going to blow up a plane with innocent civilians because that's where it hurts.
Yeah.
It's easy to posture yourself as this strong world leader with all of this power to destroy others, but you have to think of the consequences of doing that. 9/11 happened as a result of force that we applied overseas before that happened.
And
30,
even
40 years before that happened.
Yeah, and then I felt like it was like way more under wraps than it is now. It wasn't nearly as on the on the front of everyone's mind like it is now.
We're the ones who actually give these people the technology to come and get us.
Exactly.
9/11, again, for instance, those people used our technology against us. They didn't have no planes. There ain't nobody blowing up on camels.
Yeah.
When we bombed Afghanistan, what we were bombing is a place that we made.
Yeah.
Those tunnels, the CIA built.
Yeah.
But the consequences of that is going to come back on us.
Sure.
Now you have all of Afghanistan wanting to kill all Americans. They ain't going to discriminate. And if I wish they would go get them, but it's gonna be us.
Yeah.
Or better yet, we're going to have to deal with that. 9/11 again, for instance, we've all had to live in a world of hypersecurity.
Yeah.
Where anyone at any time can theoretically be under investigation.
Yeah.
If you're under investigation and you call Phil's phone, now Phil's under investigation to see whether how he's related.
Oh, shit.
Phil's
And
probably
JD
I'm
under
already under
investigation.
investigation.
Phil's
bro.
definitely involved in something that we don't
If he's
know.
not
Somebody is
being-
investigating me, so like
If he's not being
everybody is under
investigated, I'm
investigation
investigating right
already.
now.
Yo, Phil should be
That's why I
investigated.
text you, Micah. You don't respond. I was like,
Nigga, you have never
you
texted
still
me.
under investigation, bro.
You're not texting my phone. You got a different number. Nigga. You know I would fucking still not respond, but I'm not
Yeah.
getting it. But what else? What else? This Trump world, this Trump America.
Domestically, has anybody been paying attention to the fact that what is it? Race-related crimes are on a rise. The bombing of the Jewish churches,
Yeah, the bombing the
Or-
Jewish
or
churches
the-
thing is weird. It's
I
like
don't
a
trust that
fucking.
at
or
all.
the synagogues. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The vandalism and defamation of synagogues.
That seems so
anti-
crazy to me. I don't even
rise in
understand it.
anti-Semitism.
I don't understand it, dude.
I think it's
I don't know
done
what the Jews got to do.
I don't know,
This has to be the best place they've been in a minute.
and it's not their fault. Well,
And they've been rolling easy for a while. I mean, not easy, probably. They go with their own shit, but at the same time,
I think this place is only second to Canada.
Native
in
American,
terms of what?
how Jews are treated.
How Jews are just taking it easy.
I don't know how it is in Canada. There might be
They're taking it
anti-Semitism.
easy.
there.
I think they deserve more of it.
Oh, Jesus.
Why is that?
Because Semitism means system.
You about to make us not release this episode? You about to make us... You about to make us straight up not release this episode with your anti-Semitism.
It's not true, but the word Semitism means system. Supposedly the system that we got in place sucks. So like, if you anti the system, they say you're anti-Semitic.
Anti-system, I feel that.
But
okay.
yeah, it's like it's the same kind of mind state. Like people
I kinda see what you're saying,
automatically
but
go on
so-
their side for no reason.
Sure, when you let it off though, it seemed like you were about to be like on some other shit.
Wait, he's saying in terms like Jews owning the Federal Reserve and all that
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. Like,
putting out money
and
for no
I mean, that
reason.
is money is a system. Money's everything.
Monarchy?
So
Yeah,
I mean,
bruh.
I kind of see the correlation.
Hey man, I grew up in the South, so I don't know many Jews. So what do you want me to do?
Yeah,
I had to grow
I
up
barely
and learn
know.
about Jews.
I met Jews in college.
I had to grow up and learn about Jews. I'm like,
I
oh,
trust people
some
with
white
weird
people are
hair.
not white.
I
They
met
are white. Aren't Jews white?
no,
Yeah, I don't
but see,
know.
all
They're
Jews
not
you
white,
can't
but
call white.
To me, they're
Yeah,
white.
not all Jews are white. I mean,
Not all
there's some
Jews
niggas
are-
downtown right now with cornrows that think they're Jewish. So I mean, how are they not?
No,
It's the people in India.
To me,
Jews, you know what I'm saying? You got
Jewish,
people all Africans.
they're
Jews.
so white that they're not
Like
white.
Israelites,
It's not
No,
they're Jewish.
seriously, there is a Jewish.
They think they're whiter. They're
Jews are-
white.
Yeah, Jews encompass everything. When we think of Jews, we think of Samsung.
Sure.
You know, that's what we think of
No,
immediately.
yeah.
But
He's not
no, Jews,
practicing.
it's all encompassing, man.
Very often when people
I'm
have
talking about the hardcore.
well, start talking about anti-Semitic rhetoric in the United States, what they're talking about is anti-Zionism. Like when they're talking about the
Sure.
cabal,
Yeah.
Sure.
they're using
Taxpayer money.
Yeah. They're using the formation of the Israeli state as an example of this coming New World Order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
My thing is, I feel like I've been hearing about New World Order forever, and it's like, come on with it.
My
Why-
dad was on that stuff, though.
Yeah, everybody's
My
talking
dad was
about
on
it.
that.
Someone pulled a trigger.
Yeah.
Let me
My
see.
uncle was on that.
Why are we fighting the New World Order? We don't even know what it's all about.
That's what we did. They want one world government. They want big.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. I'll tell you what also happening right now. It's like I had the force of ultimate chaos with Phil and the force of ultimate order with
Like,
Armondo,
and the
and I'm like, I'm watching Armondo crush academically through Phil's insaneness.
As educated you are about real shit, he's the same with bullshit.
Phil's
He's your
like,
mortal
the
enemy.
way
That's why we
you're
brought-
the way you're reading articles, he's on
Yes,
Twitter.
he- I'm
He's
going
going
insane.
insane.
All
Yeah,
that
he's a
stuff
doctor
doesn't
too.
matter.
Honestly, he's about to get his PhD. He's about to graduate.
He really could. It's like
Just insane
He's a
shit.
scholar, but of something that fucks you
Yeah.
up.
I'm on that divine sacred mathematics shit. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I'm on that divine sacred mathematics shit.
But yeah.
What's that movie Tom Hanks was in? Da Vinci Code?
Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You see the scriptures.
The walls in the cave, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
God, man.
I don't see what you're saying. I don't at all, but
It takes more acid, bro.
I can hear it. To be honest, I feel like it was a lot weighed how we looked at Trump. Like, since the 3 months, in ways, it hasn't, in a lot of ways, I think we can agree, it hasn't been nearly as bad as we thought it was going to be. It wasn't going to be like this fucking havoc. And for a while, I felt like we were freaking out about the littlest things. And it's like, we got to let some of the shit play out first.
Well, I don't trust him, and I know he's the face of evil. But
okay, all right.
He's in my
Just
opinion, what got me to stop being so about Trump is that he's what he is. He's a scarecrow.
Yeah.
He represents a bigger power, like even bigger than what we think he is.
Yeah. Crackers.
He's designed to make us damn crows who are sitting in the field be like, oh God, oh shit. But
sure.
really, he ain't. When you look at him or take him outside of his scarecrowness, what is he? He's built of straw. Like, okay, better yet, if Trump is the face of racism,
Sure.
and that is the racism standing in front of you, what the fuck could that do to you?
Absolutely.
He's a
nothing.
70-year-old orange white guy.
Yeah.
So, you're mad. So,
Yeah.
I don't like so.
Yeah.
The majority of his rhetoric is based on old white people fear, predicated on a worldview that was built on exclusionism or exclusionary practices that made an artificial white society that rich people like him could look at and say, oh yes, this is a reflection of everything I am and everything I want it to be. But that old world order, that world way of thinking is coming into cultural conflict with the reality of a diverse human experience. There are people of all shapes, and he's fighting against it.
Yeah.
That's what conservatism is. Trying to supplant reality with this fantasy.
Trying to go
of
for
white
that
order.
coal, bro.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
But it doesn't work.
Yeah.
In my mind, if he's the last, or better yet, if he's the representative of that, it's on its last legs.
Yeah.
That was like their last big punch.
You don't think it's not giving reigniting a young Republican flame? Because I mean,
no, it's inciting whiteness,
fair.
racist, or better yet,
I mean, to
the
be
most
honest,
vile
okay,
aspects of whiteness is what it is.
So
igniting.
to challenge the whole
always
Trump
been.
is racist thing. To be
It's
honest,
not even racism. I'm not even saying
Sure.
racism.
But
I'm
just-
saying the construction of
Sure.
a society
yeah,
that is based on division and fighting,
yeah,
and categorizing people in these stereotypical boxes that allows you to, that makes you forget about the fact that all of this is built on inequality, on power inequality.
yeah.
Some people have a lot of power, most people have none.
I think
I'm
y'all
saying
got a
he's
lot.
masking the fact that, or better yet, we're so paying attention to how scary he is, we're not paying attention to the fact that shit's fucked up and it don't have to be fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, rather than listening to a billionaire tell us that he's gonna make us great again by giving us coal mining jobs, who the fuck wants to work in a coal mine? Even if you are working in a coal mine, you need to re-examine your fucking life if you're saying that's the thing I want me and my family to do.
Yeah.
Rather than us saying, yo,
That's
can
right,
we get an
sure.
economic structure, a system that isn't designed on me not eating, like basically eating
Yeah.
for not doing a job for somebody else?
Yeah.
I mean, we have the technology. We're in a space right now as a society where we could have a sustainable economy where at the very least you could have food, clothing, shelter, healthcare, and education.
Yeah.
And it could be done. Like, that's a public good. That type of society would mitigate a majority of what we call crime. Because a majority of what we call crime is predicated on economic and material need. Or better yet, economic and material deficiencies in the life of the criminal.
So we got education already free now. Like, we got Google Scholar, we got free iTunes U, we got like online courses, we got free
Yeah.
education, bro. You know what I'm saying?
There's something to be said about that. There's a
Get
lot
the
of people I know
kids
getting.
into the computer stations and make them read MIT lessons.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason it's bad is because, or the downside of that is there's no regulation on what you're learning.
Yeah, because you don't need regulation. You just like learn. That's the thing
Fair.
about being self-taught. Like everybody forgets about it.
With no regulation, you can't have any credibility.
Yeah, you don't need credibility. You're your own credibility. Like, I know shit, bro, and then you just do shit, and then you get your credibility by doing that shit, bro.
That kind of makes sense.
You write a book about your credibility. You're like, oh shit.
See, Phil
You
made
teach
a
in
whole bunch of damn
class.
sense, y'all.
Yeah,
he wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, just go to placement test. You can be a teacher. It'd be funny. Like,
I keep going back to that blacksmith shit.
Get
Like, if you want to be a
certified.
dope ass blacksmith, you would find the dopest blacksmith.
yeah.
Train with that nigga for a little
What's
bit,
up,
and your
blacksmith?
credibility was your shields and swords. Nigga, look at this shit.
It's
This
like comedy.
shit
There's
got
a regulation
sapphires
in
in it.
comedy.
Fair.
You can't have it like.
Yeah, but there's a
bunch.
bunch of people getting a shitty comedy education.
Yeah, fuck them, bro. It's all different. It's all.
But they gotta be aware enough to be like, yo, I'm getting a shitty comedy education and
Sure.
transfer.
Yeah,
Like if you're stuck in there for 20 years and like,
So they get
it's
stuck
like
there
you
forever,
never got
yeah.
out. You didn't deserve to get out. You like you fucking,
Yeah.
you didn't learn that you were stuck.
Yeah. Okay, something I was going to say earlier. I challenge the idea that Donald Trump is a racist. And I don't understand how that could,
I think it's
knowing
a
his
character.
lifestyle, how he could realistically be racist. Because you got to think, I mean, he was a celebrity, a billionaire. As far as just the black man, let's just say that by himself, he's seen literally every aspect, from the most successful probably down to the least successful. And he has to have some understanding that people are people, and it's a lot of times the hand you're dealt in the beginning that leads you to the success you have, and there's outliers everywhere.
I don't think he's racist.
Yeah, and I know, but there's a pretty big consensus that he's.
I
a
think he
racist.
is.
It's just
If you
for
being accurate, he
rhetoric,
is very xenophobic
Sure, and I think he had
and elitist.
and I think he would do some asshole shit, and probably doesn't communicate with
I think
races
he
well.
says
But at
it
the same
just to
time,
get
does he have this
press.
want in his heart to put down other races and to bring the white race up? I don't really see that as a
I
possibility.
wouldn't say that.
Sure.
I would say that the rhetoric and the agenda that he has, the political agenda he has, fosters that type of racism.
Sure.
The white power racism. He has been willfully condoning that, and he put a virile white racist as the number 2 person in the White House in a position, an unprecedented position. This Steve Bannon's position doesn't exist for other people. This is for a civilian with no other clearance to be put into the White House in this special role. You have to ask what his qualifications are. And other than being a rich white nationalist, public white nationalist,
Is he? I haven't looked up his shit on Steve Bannon.
Breitbart is a white nationalist.
Yeah, and he runs that for
I thought
sure.
he resigned though.
Huh?
I thought he resigned.
It don't fucking matter. I mean, shit,
He
he didn't
has
get there.
been running
He didn't
it.
get there because he didn't have street cred.
I see what
With
you're saying.
that.
I see what you're saying.
And he's never been. He's not there because he gave all of that up for public good.
Yeah.
He got that job to have a full agenda of what to tell the president.
Yeah, it is crazy. I saw this
Now
thing.
I don't. But again, back to Donald Trump, as a man, as a human being, I think he is too shrewd of a businessman to openly practice racism. Meaning, fuck
Yeah.
you, nigga, get out of my place.
Sure.
Doesn't need that.
Yeah.
However,
Well,
he
those
is.
Indians.
He understands what
Those
race
jinx.
is, and the racial hierarchy of America. Believes that he, because of his whiteness in part, is a part of that. Have you heard his interview where he says he believes that some people are born genetically superior to others? Code.
Yeah, like LeBron James, like he was
He-
being
in
genetically
certain aspects-
superior to,
yeah,
like,
he's-
other people.
But he's not saying it to say that. He's giving what
He's
he's
keeping
learned.
it vague enough.
But it's not like some mastermind agenda. This is what he's learned, man. He's a
Sure.
70-year-old white man. They weren't teaching him
Yeah.
love and respect and equality. That diversity shit was a business practice that came in on the from the 70s to the 90s.
Yeah, I'm working on a joke now where I'm talking that like I don't think Donald Trump's racist, but I think if he was racist at one point, it probably wasn't that big of a deal at the time. You know what I mean? And it was just one episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he was like, okay, I kind of get all right, and then he just opened his mind from there, and it was just this one moment. But
He figured it
I'm
out.
okay with him being racist and then becoming unracist.
He's
That's
in
the
so
person I
many
want,
rap
not the
songs,
person
though.
that's.
Like, everybody loves him.
The other
It's like,
part of what
if he
he's
is racist,
saying,
then
and
what you
I may be reading you wrong, but because he's not openly racist in his practices toward black people, doesn't mean he's not racist. I understand that the
Sure.
concept of race was put on our backs, like it was created on the backs of African.
Could be
Sure.
Asians.
Yeah,
But-
but,
you
but
know,
you also
But
gotta-
his practices toward Muslims are
Sure.
based on an ideology
Sure.
that there's a racial connotation to the idea of a Muslim
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
his idea.
Yeah,
and he's
but I
dealt
feel like
with
he doesn't fuck with
tons
all
of-
Muslims though. Like if
He
there's a
doesn't,
black
he
Muslim,
can't.
he's still not gonna be. He's not gonna be with it.
He'd probably be cool with
He,
it.
I know he's dealt with
electronica.
enough Muslims in business
Sure.
to know the difference between what he's doing.
Allow
But
me.
he has no problem with racism existing and perpetuating a system that perpetuates racism.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, is it racism if you actually fear the life of your family?
What is,
Yeah,
Like,
the refugees.
yes, you can use if you're using racism as your justification to do so. Kudos to you for protecting your family, but that's still racism.
What I'm saying is my girlfriend's her side of the family. I was with her, her dad and her stepmom, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, and she legit, like, you can't tell her that she's not afraid of us not having a wall is going to lead to her being harmed in some way. You know what I mean? That's how she justifies it in her mind, and she lived. Oh no! Hold on, I'm confused about things. I'm confused about things. The wall thing. We were talking about the transgender bathroom thing, and we were mentioning it, and we were having a conversation. It was going one way. At the end, she was like, "Yeah, I was at Target with Kaylee, her niece or whatever, my girlfriend's niece," and she was like, "I felt like I couldn't let her go to the bathroom by herself because I know Target's okay with letting whoever go into the bathroom." And even looking at her and seeing her fucked up logic, someone could say is homophobic or transphobic. I couldn't look in this woman's eyes and tell her fear for her niece was not validated. You know what I mean? Or for her granddaughter, rather.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't tell her fear isn't real,
Fuck you.
even though it's out of a place that is wrong. You know what I mean? So sometimes I look at this fear of these Muslim people where it's like, you don't know any Muslim people, and you are just legitimately afraid that it's going to affect your family, and that's why you think of that. And it's hard for me to say that even though it is wrong, it's hard for me to say it's not validated or I can't understand or sympathize, I guess.
Because you can't sympathize, or
I like
empathize
their
with what they're
fashion.
saying doesn't make it right.
I agree.
The fear
But it's like, how do you
that
get rid of
something
the
can
fear?
happen
Yeah,
doesn't justify the fear of a physical person.
sure.
You don't walk around with an irrational fear that a Christian is going to kill you, even though you as a person in the United States are more than likely going to be killed by a Christian if you were killed.
Sure.
You are fearful of this phantasm Muslim that may get you at some time in the future
Yeah.
because racism operates in this space to do so, or racism, xenophobia, whatever you
Well, that and there are real threats around the world.
there are real threats around
They
the
never
world.
happen
However,
in America.
there are
Sure.
there's bacterial threats all the time. You don't
Sure.
stay in the house with a mask.
But those aren't really the ones that are reported, and that's not the ones that people
But we're
actually
reporting
see.
that because we
Plague.
understand we've created a society that operates off of fear of difference.
Sure.
We perfected that here. Like race as a concept didn't exist anywhere in the globe, in the world, until this United States thing happened.
Yeah.
The category that we inhabit as black, that was a thing that, like, oh, you can compartmentalize people and you can separate them and you can commodify that.
Yeah.
That can help this capitalism thing grow. You know how we know it can? Because it did.
Yeah.
If you look at post-colonial literature, what they call post-colonial literature, that ain't nothing but black people literature overseas.
Yeah.
The fact that you can't call it black people literature overseas is part of racism.
Sure.
What's more racist?
It's racism in part is the power to define. Say what that is.
Yeah.
That's what the problem that we're dealing with when we talk about racial categories today very often manifests itself as being.
Yeah.
People trying to define who and what you are as this category before you actually get a chance to be.
Yeah. Well, I think it's setting up the categories is the problem.
Yes.
Or unset your own category. Oh, bro. I get it.
A field causes problems because
Yeah,
you
'cause-
can't box them in.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
We
yeah.
cannot. We try to
unblock
box him. We
yourself.
try to lock him
That's
down.
what I figure out
Can't.
you gotta
Gets
do.
out. Squirming.
I don't want to box Phillip, but he breaks shit. That's my thing.
Yeah,
I live here.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, yo, I don't do whatever you gotta do. It's
Not
not right
actual shit. I break barriers mentally. No.
Mentally, physically.
I never
items,
actually
your
broken an
belongings,
actual
whatever.
physical. But
Shit gets broken.
enough. Start hit the TV.
Yeah.
TV?
Fall
Got a
into it,
reputation
or just
of
fall
being
into
on
it.
television.
And we always talk about this when
Whatever.
we're here, how comedy works on stereotypes, especially racialized stereotypes. Those boxes work and don't work. I mean, we run with racism. It's a normal part of our being, but it don't operate the way it operates here everywhere, which means it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
But we take it as a have to be.
Yeah.
The major problem, or better yet, an example of a major problem is that it puts the wrong people in, or it can put the wrong people in powerful positions. Your boy Donald Trump, his whole campaign.
Not my boy, but I feel you. I feel you.
Was
my boy. I wish I could take Donald Trump and be like, bro, chill. And he'd be like, you're right. That'd be sick. You're right.
I've been wilding.
Yeah. I've been on one recently. Look, they just were hating on me, so I was like, first 3 months, I gotta go hard.
He was like, nigga, they can't fucking with me though.
You know, honestly, I've been thinking about that too. Have we poked him this whole time just talking shit? He was like, look, I gotta drop a couple bombs the first 3 months just to let niggas know. Like, he's like, he's treating us like a prison. He's like, I gotta let people know out the gate that I'm not the one to fuck with. You know what I mean? And how fucked up that is, on some level, I'm like, hey, I'm not the president.
I think some.
I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing.
Some interesting shit's about to happen. I'm not gonna say cool.
Yeah.
But interesting. I'm not gonna say like bad. I just feel like somebody get weird.
I think something bad's about to happen.
I think Donald Trump, don't get me wrong, when I say he's working for a bigger power structure that was already there, the same boss, Obama's boss is damn Donald Trump's boss.
You think Trump's got a boss like that? Trump ain't got a boss like Obama got a boss.
He has an image that he doesn't have a boss. He has a boss.
But
they will kill him if he acts like he ain't got no boss.
Nah, but I can't imagine that Trump and Obama got the same boss.
They do.
It's the difference between Trump, in my opinion, this is my humble black ass opinion.
Yo, have you named your thesis yet? In
my humble black ass opinion. Y'all niggas fucking shit up.
Yeah,
y'all niggas been fucking shit up.
The major difference between Clinton and Trump, and there are stylistic differences.
Yeah.
Are just that style.
Okay.
How you gonna get white supremacy? Are you gonna get it in a kind, white, old motherly? Okay, we could work this out kind of way, but I might say some racist shit accidentally.
Yeah.
Or are you gonna get it unmasked, grumpy ass grandpa who don't give a fuck? He'll say what he wants, and we just have to say, well, that's just how grandpa was raised. He comes from a certain time. And what are we getting? Do you think? Okay. The global reality, the global and domestic realities that Trump is facing, Clinton would have had to face. Ultimately, her job is to uphold the power structure of America.
Yeah.
And she would have done that. Mm-hmm. Not in the same ways, but just like he did.
Sure.
Just like Obama was doing. God bless that brother. I'm glad he existed. But all he did was say, hey, North Dakota pipeline, you guys stay there with guns and surveil them. Trump just said, no, go in.
Yeah.
Stylistic differences, but the guns and the people were still there. The pipeline was still going to go.
That was Obama's idea. Can we turn the air on?
It'll pick up on the podcast.
I think it'll be fine. I don't think it's as loud as you think it is. And it's, am I hot? Am I the only one? Am I just black? What's up? I'm not hot. You're not hot at all? So
are just black.
That question gets thwarted. We just can't do anything about.
I mean, I better go for it. I'm saying, like, it's just going to pick up.
All right, fine. Either way.
I listen intently.
All right. I mean, there's sweat on my forehead. I'm not lying. There's, I'm dripping.
You have an aura about you. You're very hairy, man.
Yeah. What do you want me to do about that?
You're very hairy.
I heard this thing on the podcast, on a different podcast the other day, talking about the problem with the word racism. Now it's gotten too broad that it doesn't have the right meaning, that we should come up with a different word, and I figured you'd have an opinion on this because racism covers the spectrum of someone burning a cross in your front lawn all the way to someone coming up to you and be like, man, you speak really well. And in their mind, that's a compliment, but we know that that's racism. That's racism.
Microaggression.
Yeah, that's a microaggression. And because that spectrum's so large, when we call someone a racist, sometimes it's like a witch hunt. We're not actually leading anywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't think that's an argument to get rid of racism. The category
or just to,
racism,
maybe not to get rid of it, but
well,
just
I understand. But I
mean?
understand the logic of the argument.
Yeah.
You're saying that it's confusing. It has if you run into the problem of equating dissimilar terms like Klan burning a cross. Mm-hmm. When you call someone a racist, it equates that to somebody making a social error.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
Hey, Micah, let me touch your hair.
Yeah.
I've never seen hair like that before.
Yeah.
It's
But-
majestic.
And I see where that can be problematic. However, that is one of the smallest problems of racism. So
Sure.
if you're going to critique that, critique the bigger thing.
Yeah.
Moreover, that also points to the fact that people need to be more sophisticated in dealing with each other. If you can't handle, if
Like tiny
if
stuff.
the fact that being called a racist for something you does bothers you more than the fact that race and racism exist, then you've been looking at the whole thing wrong.
Yeah.
And that's not, I don't mean to dodge, but that's a reality of it.
Sure.
The reason that it has been conflated, or you can conflate all of these dissimilar terms, is because it's so pervasive and prevalent, and it doesn't get called out enough. We don't see how deeply structured the whole thing is, how deeply some people feel it.
Sure.
Some people feel it to a point that they can't handle it.
Yeah.
And although their behavior may be unjustified in response to it,
It's a choice.
if you look and you can get to the heart of the systemic things that caused it,
Sure.
you start to see that, oh, maybe race did, or racism was so pervasive that it had some justifiable way in it, or means of justifying it. I'm saying all that to think about your boy Steven Stevens.
Okay.
This man is a horrible person.
I hate that
His
guy.
his act is horrific.
Can we maybe give a quick rundown of what just happened to him? And he's still at large. We don't
This
know where
happened.
he is.
This happened yesterday.
Yeah, this happened yesterday.
He shot an elderly man in the face on
Yeah.
Facebook Live.
Yeah. And he was Facebook Live in the whole thing.
Facebook Live and the whole thing. But here's back to my point about race.
Was it real?
He makes it. Damn, Phil took it to a whole different
Feel
level.
savage.
I said they can do it. They can put a squib on. They can make it like a real
but
movie.
it's-
I mean, to
not-
be honest,
but-
he pulls the trigger and the next thing he's on the ground. But I mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say.
But
I mean, I saw
if
the
it
video.
was real,
I saw the
it's
video.
real. It's real.
if
'Cause we can do that. We can recreate it if we wanted to.
Phil, that's a crazy,
200
crazy
bucks,
path line,
we
and
can
I
do
can't
it.
say it's not validated. But for the sake of this,
We can
argument,
make a murder on
in his
Facebook.
Facebook statements,
You wait
he
for that
makes
shit the
he
whole
makes
fucking-
the
Yeah.
art. He tells everybody that he knows he snapped. He's crazy and he's had mental health issues for years.
he says that.
Yeah.
But the construction of him as a man
Mhm.
has never given him an outlet to get help. The man was a mental health worker. Very often people choose these careers as a pathway for working their own stuff out. Not saying I do not know that man and I'm not reading that man for anybody else.
Sure.
But
Could've
this
worked for
man
FBI.
is giving a public cry for help. He's saying, and this is a valid argument, it does not justify him, but it does talk about how race constructs people and fucks people up. He's saying, as a big black man, he is always expected to be tough throughout his life,
Yeah.
and has never been able to cry. He's been crying out for years,
Good Disney
and
movies.
nobody will listen to him. Now I did this.
Yeah.
No, and we're never gonna look at it like that. I mean, this dude is sick,
Yeah.
clearly, but this whole thing is a cry for mental health, is for help.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest problems with African America in general is that we have a bunch of people who have severe stress and stressors going on in their life that have shaped them and their personality in such ways that they engage in unhealthy self-destructive behavior and behavior that can be destructive to other people. But we never catch it as a society until it becomes destructive.
Yeah.
When, if we understood people holistically and as human beings,
Yeah.
we could, I think in certain cases, we could get to the heart of it earlier.
Yeah.
In this particular case, with this particular man who has a self-awareness throughout this whole process of what he did, he will never be able to use an insanity plea because he shows too much self-awareness
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
He knew he was suffering from mental health issues his whole life, and he was in many structures that could have helped him.
For sure.
he graduated from college, so he'd been through school, 16, 18 years of schooling.
Yeah.
We could have caught it there. He had never really, I don't know what his record is, but he had a job in mental health, so he had to not have had a record. He was around people who could have helped him. But he was never able to get that help, whether it was through his own inability to accept help.
Or I was about to say, do you think he ever tried?
Well, he said in the video, he's like, I reach out to y'all, man. Y'all keep playing off like it's bullshit. He said, I feel like I feel like I had to be a monster my whole life. I feel like I had to be. I've got so much anger and stuff inside me, so much frustration inside me. I can never let it out. He says he like verbatim is going through like, but he's so calm, bro. It's creepy. It's like
it is creepy.
He's just like he's talking about everything. That's
Honestly, he was so calm when I first watched the video of him actually killing the dude. I was like, is this some type of like fucked up bit that's not going well right now? Like this is not.
It was
terrible. It was very crazy. Even his interaction with the guy was not very like, I'm going to murder you. Like first thing that he rolls up and he asks him, the old man, to say the name of his wife, where he says it, and you just see this dude, he can't even see the gun, and he's just like talking, and he's just being like, I gotta do this, I'm fucking snapping. This old man's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he sees the gun, and he's like, I don't know this lady you're talking about, and then he just shoots him in the face. It really is. I mean, it's crazy. Honestly, you even saying it being fake has fucked me up because so much shit is going on right now.
The dude's grandson went to A&T.
I know. I actually saw that or whatever. Whatever he like first tweeted about it. I saw it like as he tweeted about it because someone he knew retweeted it that I knew. And honestly, I actually shared the video of him getting shot, not even thinking about it, just being like, shit needs to get out. And then after like it being up for a minute, I was like, I shouldn't share that. And then after like 10 more minutes, you see everyone being like, you guys stop sharing that video.
Like control, it's like a wildfire.
But it's crazy. I did it out of habit. I was just like, holy shit, something. And you know what I mean? In my mind, it was the first thing I'd seen about it. I'm like, this dude is out there, and I'm just sharing. But I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, these are the last moments of someone's life. You can't just share that.
I thought conspiracy theory immediately because black has been getting killed by the police left and right. All right. And then this black dude snaps, kills another black dude. He's still at large. A 6'4", 240-pound black man with a beard and an SUV.
No, he's not an SUV. He's in a Ford Focus.
A Ford Focus? Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Ford Focus. Big black man in a Ford Focus.
Yeah, big black man in a Ford Focus, though.
It's white. And then also, I'm like, he ain't got gas. Now he may be in Pennsylvania.
And he's got a gun. He said I killed 13 people. Look, I'm working on 14 right now.
Yeah, and then the count is 16. But
he's like, on the internet.
Does he have bullets? Have you seen him on the shooting range a couple days beforehand? Mm-hmm. There's just a video that he posted at the shooting range, and he's in there and he's like, got. The dude's like, yo, you can't rapid fire at a goddamn shooting range. You know what I mean? You gotta shoot.
Nobody
wait
has
a second. Shoot. Wait a second.
But see, like,
bad, bro.
That dude got a gun. That's nothing. That dude got a gun. The gun, like, he was able to go in there and be like, I'm okay, bro.
Trump's response to this is going to be, if everybody had a gun, somebody could have took him down.
Nah, I can't. Man, why we got to go that way instead of the other way? Like, what's that? Is this some country, like, nobody got guns? They keep guns in the closet? It's like some country where they just keep all the guns in the closet, and if you need them bitches, the officer's like, all right, go get the guns, and then like you handle it. But it's like some, I don't know. It's like just strict gun. I don't want no guns around. Like, is that too much to ask?
To me, okay, back to the mental health. Why did
crossbow, bow and arrow?
This dude is in Ohio.
You
know how many white people he had to pass? Why did he choose that old black man? I'm not, and he says he killed 13 people, but we haven't seen the bodies added up.
Yeah, I don't know where.
So I don't know.
I think he was talking about his ass, honestly.
Yeah.
Why does he go and choose that defenseless old black man? I think something in him.
Black people. I used Easter dinner from his family. Isn't that crazy? Like, had Easter dinner, was like, all right, I'm gonna walk home. They're like, okay. Crazy.
That's senseless. It's a senseless.
And then it's like it's black on black crime. It's a mental health issue.
Have you seen
it's a gun law issue.
Have you seen all the people? Maybe it's just people I'm seeing. Maybe I'm just seeing people outraged at a couple people doing it. It might not be a lot of people, but there's a message out there that's being passed around like this dude represents Black Lives Matter, and like this is like their boom boom boom. I'm seeing it all over Twitter. It's crazy. There's a Reddit that people. I know there's a Reddit. There's people that are pushing that narrative, and they're for sure. I mean, that's like the alt-right narrative. You know what I mean? And
but this would be the ultimate thing to jump on if you was on that side. Though.
Exactly.
But like nobody's gonna bring up mental health.
But he killed another black person. So
I don't think it has to make sense. It's whether or not it's about to get retweeted.
I honestly can't think of any other black person in history that's done something like that. Where they like had to go online and like live stream their
Well, this is the first time someone really could.
I mean, people.
Not the first moment, but this is the first time, like, it's socially acceptable. I mean, people are now, the memes are, like, talking about now, like, fuck, everyone's constantly getting hit up, hey, someone just went live. I've been trying to think about this joke of, like, everybody's really going to be, like, paying attention when people go live now. Like, maybe this was, like, a Facebook coup. Like, look, when someone says they go live, fucking watch, okay? Something could be going down.
Yeah.
I don't know, I get updates all the time, people going live, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. This is a new thing.
I don't know.
It is true. It is a new moment.
It's
You haven't been able to.
You know what?
It's a very sadistic and reckless way to go about killing somebody.
For sure.
And I'm thinking like that in itself screams crazy, but the race thing is too hard. Like it's gonna be like, oh, this is talk about Black Lives Matter. Just like talking
It was
about,
a crazy claim. It was. I'm not quantifying what the claim was or who said it, but when I saw it, I was like, you are fucking crazy.
What we're seeing with it, you're right, kind of, Micah, that we're seeing what was already there. Don't get me wrong, that man, he would have snapped and did that some kind of way,
exactly,
with or without Facebook.
Now we can see it.
And the reason I'm saying this, JD, is because Raekwon's album just came out, right?
Sure.
Raekwon the Chef, and he got a song about Marvin Gaye. And I've always known Marvin Gaye's story. His dad killed him.
Exactly.
But the story goes behind that story.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it, it's a story very similar to this about a person who had mental health issues, and one day he snapped. And like that black man today, he took it out on the black person closest to him, his son. Marvin's dad.
Well, it's like they both snapped. You mean Marvin? I just big
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye fan, but Marvin's the one that snapped first by beating the shit out of his fucking dad. He's snapping and getting all this out, and then that led his father then to snap
But
back. You know
he's
what I mean?
snapping because from years and years of abuse on both.
Exactly, but
centering around his dad's transgender. Well,
obviously his father was also abused too. So it's two abused people
abusing one
another, and it was like
and
snap,
boom, killed them.
Yeah.
Just like today, well, not just like today, but very similar today. A man who has felt like he's been beat up by society.
Sure, and what's
over and over again.
Yeah.
Breaks, but and the first person he takes it out on is the people closest to him.
Yeah.
Not that him and that man had a relationship.
Sure, and we don't know these other people he killed, whether or not he did kill anybody else. All you know.
If he did kill other people, but damn, okay, well, shit. That
I
brings
think
up another
Chuck
issue. How the hell can
Norris
he kill 14
life.
people in the past some odd hours and nobody catch that?
Easter.
To me, he chose a person that he knew not very many people was gonna make a fuss about, because he said something about that before he killed him. This is just an old man. Something about like he almost at the end of his life or something, and he kills him. That freaking sick. That shows you don't value the structure of that humanity.
It's like Tales of the Grim Sleep. That dude that killed 140 of them women in LA. They were black women. So he was like, the police was like, yeah, man, keep doing that. We're just not gonna find you.
No one's looking for them.
Nobody's looking for him. I think he killed like maybe 4 or 5 white women. I don't know how many sprinkled throughout, but mostly black women who were like poor.
Yeah.
And the reason he got away with it is because they were black. That was period.
And then them all getting quantified as prostitutes too.
Would he be on an 8-man manhunt or 8-state manhunt if he would have killed a white woman?
Yo, if he killed a white woman, that nigga would have been gone instantly. That's how I feel. He would have been like a drone strike.
Yeah, I do feel like.
Okay, what if he would have killed a cop?
Oh.
I mean, you gotta think he would have been caught sooner because a cop's probably gonna be near or around.
Another cop, yeah.
Cops, but
a cop would be by himself walking the beat.
Well, that or he's gonna have already talked like, yeah, I'm rolling up on blah blah blah. You know what I mean? He's gonna get.
Somebody would have tuned in like about to rope on the police officer. Somebody would have heard that and like, I don't know. If that would have happened, it'd been an all-out war, and then it's just like, cause my thing is, remember that white dude shot at the movie theater?
He shot the man on Facebook Live. How much more verification of his whereabouts does anybody need?
Honestly,
he's on his phone.
I think they're showing us two things. This is showing us two things. One, they really don't give a fuck, or two, they aren't really tuned in and watching us and can get to us like our paranoid minds are thinking.
Or
Probably a little bit of them are like,
attention.
niggas, we are trying. I mean, we know he's on Facebook Live, and we got to figure out, okay, all right, what is it contract? All right, Verizon, you got your laws that we can't get into certain phones. We're trying to, but as we're trying to find it, and then we're seeing more.
It's like bullshit because when they catch somebody, they got too many. The first thing they do is pull up your whole fucking Facebook life and all that shit. They get.
But I don't know if that translates. That might all translate to a sting or busting a group of people or setting some shit up. But does that translate to finding where you are right now while you're on the run? You know what I mean?
Here's my thing with that dude, and this is.
Alright, yeah, we'll either fucking pause or skip over. Maybe this will be a nice little added treat. Maybe we know this person. Oh, what up? Oh, look. It's fucking perfect. We're in the middle of the podcast. What up? We got Amps and Hughes in the building, everybody.
Uncle Silky.
Yeah, Uncle Silky.
Uncle Silky on the podcast.
Is Armondo Amps.
Shout out to in this one.
Chilling, man. We're just sitting around. We're like
Talking about
legit
that,
recording a podcast now, but I don't know what you're doing. Pull up.
No, man, because y'all gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna sit in here and start talking y'all motherfuckers. Man.
Yeah, fair.
Wifey already told me come right back.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm not getting fucked up fucking around with y'all.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but I'm gonna come check y'all out sometime this week.
Hey, I'm working with Teespring Wednesday.
And, I'll be there, bro.
Oh, word, bro.
I'm gonna come out there. At the
We gonna
comment
talk, bro. I'm featuring. I'm gonna ask some questions.
Okay.
All right, man.
Alright, boom. Had a little feature of Amson. I'll probably edit that out unless I get lazy. But
I feel you.
shouts out to Amson.
Amson's cool, man.
Amson's definitely a cool dude. To get back, so boom. We're
Wait.
talking about the...
I was making a point with
Go
the
ahead.
thing. Remember that white dude that shot at movie theater?
Please, yeah.
People, like, when I got on Facebook, I saw a bunch of, like, mental health, pray for him. I was getting very upset. I was like, why? He just killed a bunch of people. Why is immediately everybody going, like, the forgive him route? But I'm like, it's a white dude, and it's just like, everybody's like, it's just, you gotta, that's your side. Like, just jump on it and just, like, whatever. When I think about this black dude, it's like, with that white dude, it's like one crazy white dude. But with this black dude, it's just I'm just afraid of this thing of like, yo, black people going crazy. Black people are like, black people got guns. Black people are like fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's just when you see that one black person doing something, you just put that with all black people.
Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna put this big fear of like, oh man, a black dude might run up on me and just shoot me for no reason.
That already is a fear.
Yeah, it's a fear. It already is a fear, but like now it's just like it's to the forefront, it's amplified.
I ignore all fears, bro. That's what the key is.
Well, not everybody can do that, Phil.
Yeah, Phil,
You know you got some shit can happen, but you gotta have security and know you can fuck up some shit, so you won't have to worry about having real fear, so you can live life without it, and you feel like you're amazing all the time.
If you saw Steven Stevenson, would you rat him out, or would you just be like, bro, keep on it?
I wouldn't know, because I wouldn't pay attention. That's the thing.
You have no idea what it looks like.
It's a black guy. If he don't point a gun at me, I ain't gonna do shit, bro. If he does, bro, we can get the heads, you know? I'll fuck him up. I don't want to say that everything bad that happened is because Trump has been elected.
No.
But I will say, I feel like him being elected has pushed this entire country to a level of instability, even if it mainly has been socially, that we've never really experienced before. Because I even think you can't find a lot of Trump supporters that were Trump supporters from day one. There might be some Trump supporters that got picked up on the way, and when they was against Hillary, blah blah. It snowballed for sure.
Because they can't do something, they do it.
There's a lot of people that are riding Rubio, everybody. They were doing anybody but Trump, and then whenever it came time, so I'm talking about. Damn, what was my original point?
You were going in there.
I know, I was about to go in on. I don't think there's a level of instability. I think everyone can say, even if you were with Trump, once he got elected, you were like, damn.
Here we go.
Like, this is a reality star. This is dude we know that's not necessarily qualified. This is a billionaire. This is a wild card. What we're doing right
flag
now.
Out.
And when you see incidences like this, and you see specifically the incidents about the dude that left Baltimore to go kill all black people and stab the old man with the sword.
Why leave Baltimore? He should have just stayed there.
Exactly, I know.
Get it.
Come see me. You'll hear me make that same joke. And it's just something socially that I feel like we're just so off kilter. I don't want to be like, maybe it's because we're just getting more reports of these crazy incidents. But I mean, these incidents are crazy. I mean, the dude is admitting, I'm leaving to kill all black people because I'm upset with all these black dudes having sex with our white women. You mean just this crazy insane mindset.
What's a sword?
You're saying the
I don't
Trumpism
trust those
fosters
stories.
that type of.
I just feel like he's turned the fucking
Crazy knob
dial.
up.
The crazy knob up, really the fuck it knob. He just clicked it one more click, and for some people, they just need one more click. Like, I think all of us in this room are up one more click of fuck it.
Yeah.
Because Trump's in office, and that makes us just get
same
more
forever.
milkshakes that we know we don't need. But for some people, that makes them be like, I'm about to go on this fucking shooting spree. You mean, I feel like that's what, even if you're for 'em or against them, you have realized this has made us, it's been super polarizing. You know what I mean?
I agree with that statement, but I also want to separate that from that Stevenson.
Sure, I'm not.
I hear what you're saying.
It's just,
but that nigga's just simply crazy. But also that's why I'm going to preach mental health in my comedy until I fucking die. Cause I'm like, you just can't. I've seen crazy niggas in school. I've seen crazy.
Yeah.
We've all seen crazy niggas in my hometown. There are niggas who stand in front of gas stations and freestyle at the fucking road. He's a crazy dude.
Yo, Neil Brennan talked about that shit in his comedy special. He said
niggas
black
fucked
men
up.
have, and he said some real shit.
Why that work?
Black men have
Like,
no
it's like-
space to be sad.
nothing.
I mean, he's making a joke and it's funny because, like I say, stereotypes are very often rooted in truth. How much space does the average black man, as black maleness is constructed?
Yeah.
How much space is there to be sad? You got two
It's gonna be
switches:
about sports.
happy, like excitedly happy,
Angry.
and angry. Or that's how the constructions work. Frivolous, happy black person,
Carefree.
carefree Negro, or dangerous, mean, mad thug. The
Yeah.
world treated wrong.
Carefree Negro ain't bad.
That guy.
If you can get to that fucking
If-
level.
if-
you can get to that
Like, it's
level.
like niggas be like, LeBron James is happy. I'm like, nigga, LeBron James is LeBron James. He don't give a fuck about us. LeBron James is like, he's you can't compare that shit. He's when you got millions of dollars, you can't get there. That's no longer like I look at the race and I'm like, you in just a tax bracket of just like numbers now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just they let a few niggas to the top just to be like, oh, there you go. Like just you can make it too maybe if you just fucking work hard. But we all it's just. Nobody in this room was going to be freakishly good at basketball. That was not going to happen.
With race.
I'm saying like
That mainly has to do with work ethic and genetic makeup.
when I see LeBron James like just a strong African warrior type nigga out there just destroying people, I'm just like, yo, that was a 1 in a bazillion chance. Like that wasn't going to happen for everybody.
Sure.
And they'll point to niggas like that when they say like, oh, you can do it too. But I'm like,
Nobody points to LeBron and says you can do it too. Everyone understands getting
But
to the
they-
NBA is a very, very hard task.
they point to celebrities.
saying,
They point to
you're-
celebrities. They point to famous happy black people.
Get out of sports, because when you go to sports, it really exposes.
They-
Because you're literally saying, when I watch LeBron James, I'm like, nigga, when's the last time you watched LeBron James?
I go on highlight reels. YouTube and shit. I love dunks. I don't like games.
Yeah,
I love seeing niggas get destroyed. It's always a white dude getting fucking splattered.
See, when you watch the game, because the dunk comes out of nowhere, you're like, you
Splash
see it get set up, you're like,
See,
oh.
I'm instant gratification. I'm watching dunk after dunk after dunk, and then somebody fucking who's good at the editing. They'll fucking like do all the ones where he fucking breaks the glass towards the end. I'm like, ah. Then I'm like, I know basketball. I just fucking you get the ball, you destroy niggas. Like, that's fucking. That's the main rule. But like they point to black, successful black people, like or rappers or like whatever. Somebody who's like doing all right and be like, that represents all black people. It's not true. Niggas drinking dirt. You know what I'm saying? In Flint, like that's
Especially white people.
Eddie Murphy ain't drinking dirt. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not us.
Phil just hit on another like I said, black people are constructed as poverty. When we think about Flint, we think about it as black people getting fucked up. Phil, white people's in Flint too.
Yeah.
Flint is in Michigan.
Drinking
Midwest
yogurt
is a
water.
bunch of white people, you guys.
Yeah.
I just left Minnesota. I'm telling you, it is white
Super
people.
rare.
I mean, Flint
That's
has a
another
high
thing.
concentration of black people, but their white people getting fucked up too.
True.
Yeah.
And we, race again,
And that feels
fucks
like
up
hurt
our
right now.
perception of that reality because you can forget about it. It's just those niggas not drinking. Yeah, who gives a fuck about that?
These white people are like, look, we're the good ones, okay? We're supposed to be
That's
pro-
Black
not-
people are
But those
associated.
poor white people who get overlooked are the ones that wind up voting for Trump because he pays attention to them. Those coal miners, the reason those coal miners' plight is being neglected is because everybody's paying attention to the urban poor.
Yeah.
I was riding through Ohio. There are spaces in Ohio where white people live way worse than the average black person in the project. They're living in a shack next to a trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, next to the side of a highway, and that's their existence.
I love that though. I need a sugar container house. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the bricks.
Phil, we just asked you to hold it together, bro. That was the only thing.
I feel like you would.
It was just hold it together.
You would thrive in a shack better than all four of us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You got way more shack
I don't
energy.
need my shit. Meditation zone.
But yeah, I don't know. I wonder what those. I bet those are the ones that get the most upset about the concept of white privilege. Like, how do you tell? How do you tell those poor white people? Because I mean, you understand and believe in white privilege, but how do you tell those people about white privilege? What do you say to them? How can you convince them that it's real?
That they don't have it.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing that the whiteness that they have, everything that whiteness is constructed as being, doesn't line up to their reality. That's why they're pissed. They're not. It gets constructed as you're taking something that I'm supposed to have.
Yeah.
But it's because the narrative that fits your life is what I was constructed as supposedly fitting my life.
Yeah.
Race doesn't just function to hurt black people or colored skinned people.
So it
fucks up white people just as bad.
Yeah.
After the Civil War, whiteness and poverty in the South, the South was been poor as shit for generations upon generations on average, right? But it was racialized as a black problem. That means this whole South, you can make this as backward as possible. And you don't have to deal with it. You don't have to deal with their poverty because poverty is a black thing. If you're not, the way it plays out is if you're not winning in this American society, it's because you're not living up to whiteness the right way.
Yeah.
And that's what those people are pissed about. That when they're saying they're rebelling against the system, it's the same system black people are rebelling against, but it's for different reasons from the same root.
So I guess
nobody paid attention to my end of the poverty game because the way race is constructed, my end of whiteness don't exist.
Yeah.
Whiteness is Leave It to Beaver and better.
Yeah.
The trailer park M&Ms.
Yeah.
Those don't exist. Eminem's whole narrative is based on you never paid attention to the this part of me.
Yeah.
But you notice he never really talks. He talks about living in the trailer, and that's it. The Horatio Alger part of it. It started from the bottom, now I'm here. But he never really talks about, this is some fucked up ass dirt poor shit. Why did I have to go through this?
Yeah.
But he can't. Because whiteness is constructed in a way that they don't even pay attention to their own poverty. Because when you pay attention to it, it looks a lot like what all blackness is constructed as being.
Yeah.
It works on the flip side on blackness. There's been some rich ass black people.
Yeah.
But that ain't all of us. Just because Jay-Z got rich, does that mean racism doesn't exist and everybody got a chance?
Yeah. I mean, that's not really what the blueprint was about, but...
It was to me, baby. It was to me.
Phil, you're incredible. You're incredible.
Phil, you're going to have to leave my house soon. You're going to get out of my house soon. I was thinking about telling you that. I'm like, no, I'm not going to wait. I'm like, Phil, you just make plans to leave. Make plans to get up.
Hey, so
drive a car. Because
So,
I ain't dealing with that shit again. No, fuck that. No, fuck it. No, I ain't doing it twice. Not doing that shit twice. He had a bad acid trip in my last apartment. I did that shit for like, a couple hours?
hey, man, let's christen the new place.
No, Phil, I have full.
The bed was too damn soft. That's all it was, man.
No, Phil, you didn't touch my bed, bro. You started freaking out because you took brown acid. Let's talk about it, man. You thought your neck was broke. He tried to convince me to take her to the hospital. Phil said, I got to the hospital, man. My neck broke. I got to the hospital. I said, your neck ain't nothing happened to you. I watched you the whole time.
I did like a hand slap with your brother, like real far, and that's what it did. Like, as soon as my hand slap, it's like
No. Phil. The thing is, every time Phil tells a story, it was a different thing that triggered. It was like, nah, because I sat down and it was the chair. The chair put me up, and then I went spasmed out. He said, nah, because then when you play that song, I ain't like. That's what fucking. And like, it's always something. He freaked out. It's all good now. I dropped him off on the side of the road, where his friend supposed to be.
Yeah.
And Phil walked
through some bushes. That's what he walked grassy place, bro.
It was like Narnia, man. It was like Narnia.
Go through the bush, you're in the fucking house.
There's a point I wanted to hit on with what you said about white privilege. And just to kind of quantify what you're saying, it's
white privilege living in a bush.
White privilege. White privilege is to say that moving through this world and this reality to succeed, it ends up meaning you're succeeding in the white world, no matter who you are.
And the
success leads through the white world. No matter, even if you make black success, at some point you're gonna have to convince Whitey to do the thing to give you the fucking paper. You know what I mean?
Because society or white society is this artificially constructed thing to advantage a small portion of society. It really, whiteness isn't necessarily skin. It's who gets into the thing.
Who doesn't smoke weed and goes along with the government.
But it gets constructed as skin color. But
sure,
like I say, it does what academics call mystifying power relationships.
Obedience.
What you being mixed race,
sure, know
for a definite realistic fact, there is no magic whiteness.
Yeah.
As much, and you've heard both black people really think white people have this secret code book, or you guys, or white people have this meeting or cabal that is designed to operate against it. Well, our language says that. Our rhetoric says that.
I think both races think they have a meeting, but white people think our meeting ain't shit. You know what I mean? The black meeting's like whatever. But we see the white meeting like, y'all are talking about the real shit, and they're like, y'all talk about the slang at the meeting. Because you hear that joke like, oh, I'll ask at the next meeting. Like when someone says something kind of racially insensitive, you're like, oh, I'll ask all the other black people at the meeting. You know what I mean? It's just funny that you say that as if we all get together and talk.
Barbershop. You know that real white. There's some poor ass fucking white people.
Yeah.
And most white people don't get to engage in white privilege, but society is structured to advantage whiteness, and whoever fits in that category created whiteness to advantage a segment of population against other segments of populations to keep everybody unbalanced and fighting against one another for material gain and material maintenance. Rather than working in solidarity to overthrow the idea of forced capital, meaning private ownership by large entities, or private ownership of wealth by large entities, thereby making the mass of people poor.
Bitcoin.
A book called The Invention of the White Race talks about it. The Irish, for instance, when America was started, they weren't in the category of white.
Yeah, exactly. I actually wanted to bring that up.
They were.
There's a couple other races that had to go through it.
But Irish in particular were tantamount to black.
Yeah, and then after the Irish came, then the Italians, and they were kind of next in line to be like, y'all ain't shit. But then through media and popular culture, like Sinatra, just kind of reinventing the Italian name. Now it's seen as something like it's the Italian, like a nice restaurant. Do you think black people will ever cross that threshold and we can just all together shit on Muslims for like 45 years?
Dude, that's what we're at now.
I know, but we're in between clutches. We're in between gears. There's still black shit going on.
That's because we keep it real. We're the thing it was founded upon. No, we'll never fully assimilate, and we shouldn't. My black ass opinion, no, we shouldn't. But we're the litmus test for what a race is. With a boundary line. It was the thing it was made on. I'm not just playing when I say black people are the thing it was built on. Yeah. We're the difference. We're like, ooh, shit, damn, you can get that category to work. Look at the American census historically. When the census comes out, there are 3 categories. Yeah, it is 3 categories: whites, Negroes, and slaves.
Still?
No, this is when the census started in like 17.
Nobody's tweeting about that.
In like 1790, the next change is basically one that conflates blackness with slavery.
You know, I wonder. This is kind of separate. I wonder if Native Americans started seeing what white people were doing to black people, and they're like, "We should just fall back. We don't want to get."
They tried to fall back.
Well, they did that to Native Americans first, though.
Like, let's get some alcohol.
They tried, but
they were the first other.
Shit.
Yeah,
but did they put them to work and like they did?
They tried to, couldn't do it.
They tried.
Why?
To.
Because biologically they couldn't handle it. Plus, geographically, this is where they're from. They could run and blend in, and they knew the land better.
It was just too hard.
Plus, other Native Americans, when they saw Native Americans enslaved, would often attack places that
probably didn't get on that Christianity wave too. It was hard to get them fucking.
That disease was a motherfucker though.
Moreover, they weren't taking thousands and thousands of miles away from their home.
They were there.
White people were.
Damn, they tried it.
White people.
You know Columbus did when he first got here? Like, wait, you know what Christopher Columbus did when he first got here? Like when he first got to...
Try to find some pussy?
Yep, smash it up, bro.
you know you did, right?
I assume that was on the list.
No, bro, he's a murderer, but he's like a mass like.
Yeah, I do know of that, but go ahead.
His whole thing when he first got here, he's like, all right, bring me all your gold. If you don't bring me all your gold, I'm taking ears and fingers. And the nigga was not playing.
But while you get gold, give you some pussy.
Probably raping hella Native American bitches the whole time. But like that was his immediate first thought when he saw other people. He was like, "What? They got what?"
He really looked like they ain't got no guns.
He's like, "Nigga, they ain't got no guns and they got gold." And as soon as he got the belt, he was like, "All right, hey, my name's Chris. I need all that shit. Run all that shit. Run all of it. Run all that shit. Run all that shit. Run all that shit right now. Run all that shit right now." And one nigga was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it." He was like, "All right, give me that ear and give me that ear because I just feel like it."
And did he just point and like because they couldn't talk to each other?
He was just, I don't know how this nigga fucking I don't know how this nigga fucking.
The other Native Americans was like, "What's he doing with Tom?" Okay. Oh, he cut Tom's ear off. What the fuck did he do that? He wants our gold.
I don't know. I really don't know how this nigga communicated. Give me all your shit without knowing another language. It was probably pretty easy with guns and knives and shit like that. But his first thing was just like, "Yo, give me that shit, bro. Like I'm not playing. I'm like I come here in the name of the queen."
and like know shit about.
And fuck these savages. Like straight up. Like that was his first thing.
Going in,
we celebrated this shit. We celebrated. We celebrated. That you can go and read everything I just said. You can read everything I just said. One Google search. Yeah. Click, I'm feeling lucky. The first thing will pop up and be like, "Yeah, this nigga fucking murdered everybody."
Yeah.
We celebrate this nigga. That is insane. But that's why, I just wanted people to know that.
Hillary Clinton too, you know.
It makes you feel any better. I never celebrated it. I just enjoyed the day off.
That day off is a motherfucker though. What's going on?
Let's just rename it.
Anybody else's day, nigga. Anybody else. Taft day. Taft got a day?
He ain't got no goddamn
Taft need a day, bro.
Maybe in whatever fuck ass town he was born in.
Yo, can we get like a fucking yo, I don't even mind. Taylor Swift had a day. Just like not that nigga, bro.
Nah, I fuck Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm. But she's better than Christopher Columbus.
I don't know. Probably.
I don't trust it.
But did you see that shit on Twitter with her posting that picture of like her and her like white friend dancing, and it's like when the new Kendrick album drops, and then someone retweeted was like, "Say Black Lives Matter." Bitch, say Black Lives Matter. Fuck you. Don't fuck with us. This shit is hilarious.
Did y'all see
we should all just enjoy art when it's out there, but at the same time, it's like.
Did y'all see the Darn Kendrick cover with the old white man?
Yeah.
It's like somebody made a parody album called Darn with the old white man. It was like Niggas Part 1, Fuck 'em, Moon Cricket, Moonshine, Segregation, Niggas Part 2, Hate. Like, fucking the opposite of shit. It's funny as hell.
Okay.
Man, we touched some serious shit though, bro. Yo, man, fuck that dude though. Like, really, fuck that guy.
Yeah, you feel like you got everything you want to say about Steven Stevens?
Don't,
that was fake.
Should have been what this is about. But yeah, fuck him.
It's just, I'm all about mental health awareness, but at the same time, I'm also all about not hurting other people.
Yeah.
So,
I got issues too, but I grab a microphone.
You want to break down this North Korea shit?
Yeah, we just got off with some.
Okay. Do you want to talk about fucking social media comics?
We could do that. I don't want to talk about T to the motherfucking K, but
go ahead. Well, I don't know what you want to bring up about him, but
I don't know. That's like TK Kirkland live, man. I just like him too. His comedy album on iTunes is the most reckless thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Really? This nigga, I really can't even call what he's doing jokes. Really, like it's really confusing.
Yeah.
Cause like he is crushing. I can't argue laughs, but I'm not seeing no like. I can't fathom it. I can't, cause he'll have like what I think is set up, but then it'll go to something else that's just not funny. And then he'll just like start doing crowd work with some lady. Dude, he called this lady overweight on the album, and like you felt the room tense up. And I was like, "Nigga, you can't do that." Like just me thinking, I'm like, bro, you can't like. I don't have the ability to pull off what you're doing. But he was like, "Ma'am, do you masturbate?" And she was like, "No." He said, "That's why you're overweight. You got water in your neck." Like, it was just like, I don't know what that means, but it destroyed everybody. And I was like, yo, that's T to motherfucking K right there. And like, he's so good, man. Like, just fucking at what he's doing.
Do you think that the medium that you experienced it on had anything to do with you thinking it's funny? Like, if you'd have been in the room, you know, okay.
If I've been in the room, I've probably been dying.
Did the room die?
The room was.
You said you felt the room tense up. Did the room?
It tensed up, but like it wasn't like he was bombing. It's just like you're commenting on a woman's weight in public, nigga. Like what if like a black woman's weight in public, nigga? What are you doing right now? Like you gotta be good. You gotta be good to do that. And it's just like he said that fucking thing about the water in the neck. Died. Like I just fucking I was laughing along with the people in the crowd. Like if I'd been in the room, I guarantee he was destroying that room.
Yeah.
If it had been like 300, 400 people maybe, oh my God, it's probably killing. Probably killing. But I was shocked to hear. I was shocked to hear a comedian talk about a woman's weight in that way before. I was like, oh, you are overweight. Ma'am, you are overweight. Like just say it like straight like that. I've never heard that before. So I was like, I was taken aback. But he's T to motherfucking K, so.
TK.
What you gonna do?
Motherfucking K.
Who raised you?
Did you see Get Out?
Oh, yeah, The Sunken Place. I love that.
What'd you think about it?
I think that Jordan Peele hit the heart of every black person's fear in America, which is...
At a good time.
At a good time. Well, I didn't even really think about the time.
If Hillary had won,
that's a universal fear of being being trapped in whiteness by white people and never being able to get out. That's like a visceral fear, man. Like that's like white women's fear of being raped by a black man. Like what he showed on there was subtly that.
Do you think most white women equate black to that when they have the fear of rape?
Yeah.
Really? Because in my mind, I feel like, do you think they're more afraid if the person's black than if they're white?
Although white women are raped by white men at a statistical rate higher than they are black men, rape in many people's minds or many white women's minds is constructed as black men because it has been intentionally constructed as that by our public discourse.
Usually hobos too, like black hobos.
I'm counting my training.
The black male rape fear fantasy is a very real thing, and it leads to some weird shit. Like that whole OJ shit was all wrapped around that whole black male rape fear fantasy.
Why?
Even though that nigga really did kill that.
Yeah, let's talk about that too, because I fucking watched that OJ shit.
Oh man, that shit was good as hell.
It's crazy.
I'm David Schwimmer. That's my role. I'm David Schwimmer. I just know that about myself. I'm that dude.
He was on the fence, man. Fuck him.
No, but see, like if somebody came to me right now and said, your boy Micah killed 2 people. I'm in court. I'm by this nigga's side, stone face. You ain't breaking me. You are not breaking me, bro.
You shouldn't lie in court though.
But you my nigga. What's up?
Okay, fair.
I mean, like, same thing.
I'm sure if I'm a lie in court for you.
Same thing. Okay. Forget my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just in court. I'm stone faced, bro. I'm stone faced. Outside of court, we gonna smoke a blunt. We gonna talk. I'm like, bro, what really went down? You gotta let me know something. But in court, I'm just like,
But what if you were OJ's homie? Was that your brother? Would you not at the end be like?
At the end.
Then who did it? Because that was his thing. I felt
like
he was like,
that's a dust settle type situation.
If you didn't do it, then who did it then?
I'd be like, nigga, why was you asking me? Shit, ask anybody else.
Okay, like here's my thing. With my brother Zach, I would be like, yo, who did it for real? That was my thing. If my brother Zach, I'd be like, who did it for real? My brother Isaiah, I'd be like, okay, I know Isaiah can body bag 2 people now. I'll just be like, I'm living with the knowledge that Isaiah can just murk 2 people.
Yeah,
all of growing up, I would make fun of Isaiah for being like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre dude, just like big lumbering, like just fuck niggas up type dude, and like he's getting closer and closer to that. So if I got the call like, hey man, Isaiah murked 2 people, we're gonna fight that case like a motherfucker. But also when I get big, I'm gonna hire him. I'm like, Isaiah can handle himself.
He's got
Isaiah can handle himself. 2 teardrops. Starts Kevin Gates' face.
Oh, I want to jump back too far, but there was something I was going to ask you guys earlier, and I'm actually curious about the answer. Have you guys ever personally corrected someone's maybe unintentional racist behavior?
Nope. I don't believe it. I don't think it exists.
You know what I mean? Like, has anyone come up to you and been
Yo,
like...
Phil, you are closer and closer to having to leave.
It's true though, because that's the thing. It's like, all it is how you respond to stuff, and that's how you transcend how you think about different versions of reality.
I'm saying, has anyone ever come up to you and said, like the thing I said before, but like, well, you speak so well. You know what I mean? Have you ever corrected that person in the moment and been like, what you said is racist, we're cool. What you said is racist, and you need to know why not to say that.
Yeah, I've done that a lot.
Or you be like,
have you actually done that? I really think, have you actually corrected the behavior in the
that
moment?
seems like a super
I've
white
had to.
thing to do. And
Was it someone you knew, or was it someone that was an acquaintance? Like, you knew them very
Frat
well,
brothers?
or it was like, yeah, that's what I was assuming.
I've done it
Very
when it
stereotypical.
mattered.
Yeah.
Talking about the Trump thing, I've corrected people, but like little micro. Well, if you're asking, do I or would I respond to microaggressions, incidental microaggressions,
Sure.
like
Nope.
like you say, the comment on you speak so well,
Or can I touch your hair?
Yeah, I get that often. Like,
Sure.
and it comes in the form of, oh, where are you from, or where did you?
Or are you a dancer?
Yeah.
Where were the
Well, I
white
like
people?
that
Yeah.
one.
Armondo? Tell us where the white
wish
people
I
Where did
was.
they come in and how?
When were you hanging with my people?
Exactly.
Okay, that's what they want to know.
They want to know, can
I
they pay
personally
me
fuck
and will
that.
I accept
I'm not
credit?
gonna I'm not gonna get into that. But if you say something outlandish, and hold up, bro. Like,
yeah, sure.
But no. Like when the Trump thing happened, I was talking to several colleagues, white colleagues, and they wanted to blame it on uneducated whites mysteriously supporting Trump.
Yeah.
Stop it, you're lying, white man. Was my direct response.
Yeah.
Every time it happened. And which is some racist shit
I
in
thought
certain
that
ways,
was
but
for Hillary.
it's because you're saying some white privilege stuff
Yeah, sure.
to mask white privilege.
Yeah.
And that needed to be stopped.
Yeah.
Especially from a person in a position of relative power.
Yeah.
If you're gonna feed me that narrative, because you're sounding that, in my mind, you're sounding that bullshit narrative off on me, trying to feel it out.
Yeah,
Works
be
on
like,
me.
is this cool?
Yeah.
Because I feel
You
good
can
about
bring it
feeling
in.
like this.
So at that point, I feel like I have a social responsibility to not only
You have-
stop you, but
yeah.
stop you in terms that are
Yeah,
going to
nip in
make
the
you
bud.
be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, white man, whoa, stop
Yeah.
that. Stop lying to yourself. That was 52%. That meant 1 in 2 people. One in 2 people aren't poor.
yeah.
Some people made a conscious decision. Now, everybody
Yeah.
wasn't telling you what their decision was going to be, but
Yeah. some
numbers
people
don't lie.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm looking at this an
But
outsider.
race messes with people in different ways. I've seen tons of people who, my best friend, he can't. His fiance is white, but he hates white people. And any microaggression that he notices, and we notice it bothers him to the point where he has to hold on and go tap you and tell you all about this.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're not doing nothing but
His wife.
yeah, getting your blood pressure up.
Yeah, but my whole
I'm
point that
not saying that. I'm not saying I'm that type of person, but I can see why that exists.
my whole point that I was asking, I think is what we were talking about in the moment, is if it does seem strange to call out those microaggressions even though we have a problem with it.
It's like being a tranny though, to being black. Like somebody calling out, like, you didn't call me by the right thing, so I had to correct you. I was
I see
doing
what
the
you're
same
saying.
type of bullshit. So like, it's a dumb.
Well, no, but
it's
if it never gets corrected,
They're gonna
why would
walk
it ever
around
change?
doing-
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you mean, and honestly,
I
when
love
someone does
that.
that, can I touch your hair, or you speak well, you can look in their eyes and they're not trying to be mean. In their mind, they're like, I do like your hair. You know what I mean? You go from this like doe-eyed, no one's ever told them like,
I just
yo.
brush it off. They can do it to someone else, and then they have their
Maybe
own
I'm too
experience with that. First.
empathetic of what's maybe
No, I mean,
But you're
I
trying
see
to
both
be
sides
positive.
of
I mean,
the situation.
because it does seem strange for me. Like it's like for whatever my reaction is, someone's like talking about my hair, like blah 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 blah, or especially what I get is like, oh, so you're when people say shit like, oh, so you're more white than you are black. They'll say shit like that. I'm just like, in my mind, I'm immediate like I don't fuck with you. You know what I mean? immediately, but then
guess I put numbers on your race.
Exactly, but then they're gonna go off and continue to think that, and I'm not actually moving the dial because I'm not engaging them or being like, I'm actually a person.
Well, sometimes I have to in those type of situations. I have to weigh like,
you know what I mean? Because we always just need to like fuck that person.
Matter to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I change that person's behavior, is the world gonna change? Is fighting this battle really going to
I think I tried to use this analogy before and it fucked up. There's some old saying about a dude on a beach fucking throwing starfish back into the ocean. And like and the tide keeps bringing up starfish and they come out here and they die. He's throwing one by one into the ocean. This dude comes up to him and was like, dude, there's fucking a fuck ton of starfish out here.
You're not making any. Made of starfish.
You're not okay, not really that, but you're not making any difference. And he basically says, how can you tell this starfish that I'm not making a difference when I'm making all the difference in the world to this one starfish? And that was kind of like the argument.
Old man sayings are the truth.
Yeah, starfish.
The same thing with that documentary that you read about the dude converting these KKK members and collecting this thing.
There was another one I watched called Wasteland where this dude was he was doing portraits based off the garbage that these people call pickers. Like pick out certain kind of garbage and like sell it and stuff like that, and they have terrible lives.
Damn.
You put old 57 Chevrolets on your property, so the lowest property value you pay less taxes.
Man, this is in a country that you don't know about, Phil.
They
don't got Chevrolets in this country, nigga.
But like, piece of shit,
pretty much this old dude, he like the head picker and everything. Like, they're like, why do you work so hard? Why are you so happy? And he was like, because I do this to provide for my family. And they were like, well, why do you try and get every one? And he was like, 99 is not 100. So like the whole like one matters. Like would you rather have $100, $99? Pretty much. Like you're gonna go for the bigger one each time. So he's like, it's just the whole thing about just working and just like making everything count. I don't know where they got that fucking mentality from, to be honest. Cause my granddad would say shit like, just gotta persevere.
It's low risk.
Just that belief in the grind. Like my whole thing is like the grind. To me, is like something I'm like I'm cool with it, but like I will admit I'm like this shit's scary. Like it's not like you know what I'm saying. Like, why can't people just be like, yeah, I'm not sure about this. I'm doing it. I'm doing 100%, but like this is rough. This is rough, and I don't know what's coming next. And I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like why? Like that's the thing though. Like people experience emotions, Phil. Yeah. But like
that's the thing.
That's the thing.
People not cool people, bro. Like regular, like real niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? In the top.
God.
They don't give a fuck about bullshit, bro.
Oh man, bro.
You're gonna put your seatbelt on.
But you see how he breaks you down over time?
Blinker. You gotta do it all.
He breaks you down over time, though.
Yeah.
He's I'm not gonna stop being the same. I'm gonna keep saying.
That's true. Like, cause
I feel you, Phil.
Everybody else,
you're just so unorthodox.
Everybody wants you to feel a certain way about stuff, and you can choose to feel a certain way that's not the way that everybody wants you to feel. And then you gotta have your own experience with that, because this could be.
No, this is my own experience though. My own experience is like I'm still like I'm doing. When I talk about the grind, I'm talking about like my grandfather had a belief that just like once he got 18, he could just like the world was his. He could just fucking he believed in himself enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna flip these refrigerators until I get trailers, until I get houses, until I get you know what I'm saying? Like he just had that unwavering like.
Or you want them to doubt themselves slightly, just so they can
I ain't say doubt themselves, but I'm saying like admit that it's not certain. There's no certainty in it. You see what I'm saying? There's no like you can't guarantee it's gonna work out. You can never guarantee it's gonna work out. You can hope it's gonna work out and do your best.
You gotta be a little in the moment.
And put your energy.
It could or could
but see,
not.
now you're ignoring the first part where I say I acknowledge I'm already in the grind.
I take the grind out, and then like you gotta grind, but you gotta be like in the grind. You can't be like, no, the grind's not gonna work, dude. In the back of your fucking brain.
It's your fault for going down there.
You're right, man. Did you see the day
you grind regardless? You don't give a fuck about the negative grind.
American community.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's dying.
I'm about to start selling
Phil, if you had it, would you diagnose yourself with anything?
No, this hot shit right now.
This
is what we gotta do. It's the same thing. Like if you're doing comedy, like in the studio, so I don't think I'm ever gonna make it off of this. If you always thinking that shit while you going and doing it, it's just gonna always slowly manifest itself because you try to slightly will it subconsciously in the back of your head.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people be doing that shit around here. Like, nobody like
Staying
me.
Phil, dude.
Okay, Armondo, don't leave me. Please, Armondo, please don't leave me.
That's
Please don't leave me.
We didn't say
He is right though. That's not what I'm talking
We didn't
about.
say it wouldn't be right. We said it would be crazy.
I'm saying I acknowledge all parts of it. You know what I'm saying? I acknowledge the joy of it. You see, I acknowledge the sadness of it, even when the shit doesn't work out. But there's also a fear. There's also a little bit of a fear too that gives me drive. The fear that's not going to work out makes me work harder. Cause I'm like, I don't want it to not work out. I want it to work out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to acknowledge the whole thing.
Yeah, I guess
I'm not afraid of it.
My fear is not doing stuff. Yeah.
Well, talk about that, Phil. No, I thought you projected onto me.
Yeah. Phil, what are you afraid of?
What are you afraid of, Phil?
Centipedes. Fucking.
Oh, deflect, nigga. Deflect early. Deflect early, nigga. Oh, fold your arms.
There's a centipede. I was like, and then I looked later, and that shit was going. I was like, where the fuck did this centipede go? I was like, it's fucking terrified the rest of the night.
God,
Yeah, it happened like a week ago, probably.
All right, what other than centipedes?
Yeah, man. Anything about your career path?
Well, not career path.
What's your career path?
I was like,
You ignore it all.
Yeah, like I be getting bills and I don't give a fuck about it. It's like if I ever do get it, I can pay it then, so I don't give a fuck about it. So you ignore the hell out of it, and it don't affect you. You ain't gotta let something affect you.
Phil, I'm gonna ask you one question. I'm gonna go into a different plane. Do you have any idea what your credit score is?
Yeah, it's probably like 200 now. I don't give a fuck, bro. It was a 6. I thought 6 was good. They were like, this 6 ain't good. What? I started out at like 6 something. I thought I was cool. I'm paying all this. Then I know you pay it. I was like $1,000, bro. Good looking with that. They froze it. That's what they did. No interest, bro. Just sitting somewhere.
I can't deal, man. I can't do it.
I told them I'm paying when it happens. And that's what I'm saying. You gotta be like,
These people will never get their money. I just feel like these people will never ever get their money.
I'm gonna sell something cool and it's gonna catch on one of these days.
What? Okay.
The ketchup, toothpaste.
I'll never buy toothpaste from you.
Yeah. I barely.
Never ever. Don't put your face anywhere near the toothpaste.
Phil, you just saying,
Literally in advertising wise.
Phil the same nigga try to sell vacuum cleaners in the countryside.
Yeah, expensive one like
$800. I'm blacking the business too much, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like all these black people in the interview, I was like, yeah, it's a cool ass place, bro. Let's listen to Jesus, this shit on real, man. It's like you can make $1,500 a week. I'm like, bro, I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm going through the same thing actually. They were playing Frank Ocean.
Yeah, we were smoking weed on the way to the place. Like, this is bullshit. I was like, no, I'm wasting a week off. We can get paid for this.
How the fuck are we about to get paid?
For 4 days, so I ain't getting shit. We got a shot at some white guy. He's like, if you don't get off my property, I was like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's what the gun law is about, like the race relations. They don't want people showing up selling vacuum cleaners and selling drugs.
You went door to door trying to sell vacuum cleaners?
Yeah, they said What were you wearing? Fucking button down shirt, necktie, fucking shades.
What would you do if Phil just pulled up to your crib one day?
Yeah,
like not
looking all big and scary.
So you're there by yourself. There's no other at the door with you.
Nigga, that's what happened. They drop me off and they go down the street and then be dropping everybody. They expect you to walk back and forth. I was like, we keep getting the cops calling us. It's stupid. They don't have permits. We can't be doing this shit.
Did anyone sell any vacuums? Did you have a vacuum to show them, or you just on your word?
Really, I've had those people come to my house.
Yeah.
Do you entertain those people, or you just like, I'm good?
Man, they're aggressive salespeople.
Yeah,
you let them in the doorway, they've shown you a vacuum. I got the bounces in my place clean, so yeah.
We'll just clean your whole house for you. Be like, so you want to buy it? You like, nah.
It's all a scam too. They're like, it's $2,700 for the vacuum cleaner, but we'll take
$2,700.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't see $2,700 over shit here. So,
I either. What kind of life warranty is that?
Yeah, it's like
we send you a vacuum cleaner every year.
Yeah.
That's brand new. That's a very nice mattress.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is real strong though. You can do all types of weird shit, but nobody gonna be ever doing that weird shit.
Yeah. How dirty is this house about to be?
For real.
Yeah.
She need industrial strength, $3,000 vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen the 2 Dave Chappelle specials?
Oh man, comedy classics. I'm so glad.
He's a monster, right? It's a green. He's a monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beast. I like the first one better than the second one.
Oh,
why?
for real?
If I had to choose,
Why?
Because he played, in my opinion, he set it up to play against the stereotypes, or better yet, the political stereotypes of each group. Hollywood liberal versus what is it? Southwest. What was it? Texas.
Deep North Texas.
Yeah, conservatives. The
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. God damn.
The liberals, he just kept every liberal taboo he could touch on. He touched on. His hardest hitting on running joke was about Bill Cosby being a rapist.
Yeah.
That shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But that's race and misogyny all at once.
Okay, so I thought something I was going to ask you about, but go ahead.
And the OJ joke.
Yep. Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
No white person, liberal or conservative, likes fucking OJ. And he just kept putting OJ
In your face.
in your face. Remember we all know what his opinion is about the case, or
Yeah.
at least his rhetorical frame.
Honestly, didn't know much about the case until I watched that Netflix series. Honestly. Because it was popping off the year I was born.
Oh man, I lived through that thing, man. Yeah,
I can't even believe it.
That made me remember how deep that thing was.
I didn't know. I mean, I guess you knew more at the time too. It was the first time they'd ever put any trial on TV.
Yep.
It was the first time anything on the news has ever cut into a finals game in the NBA. It was the first time they ever had that helicopter shot on a car and like traveling. Like that was the first time they ever done any of that.
That was cool.
It like live done a chase. It was like, it's crazy. It changed like the whole idea of the judicial system in like the social realm. You know what I mean?
At first, I was mad because I didn't watch it because I was like, all right, this is some more white people talking about OJ. Until
man.
watching it, like somebody said, they actually had somebody in there. He was like, who the hell is OJ? Fuck OJ. That's what we were thinking when that happened. Like everybody knew who OJ was, but OJ was not this pivotal black figure.
Sure, and he wasn't doing anything in the black community.
Make it good,
at
bro.
the time.
That's a good movie.
At that time in his career, as far as black people, he was D-list at very best.
Yeah.
White people was probably teetering that thing too. Like if Dancing with Stars was there, he'd have been on Dancing with
For
Stars.
sure. And would have got far, but he's not making the finals.
He got thrust into the forefront of black politics as this black guy. Why the fuck do we get OJ? I mean, why can't he just be a...
Well, in a way, we claimed him, too.
Because the way the whole case was framed around race.
Which was the fault of Cochran and the defense.
Not necessarily. Well, and I'm just looking. I'm looking at this constructed movie, which is racially inflected anyway. The police had race in their mind when the whole thing started, and it runs through the narrative of OJ's trial. The reason he got off that murder case from is because racism was there, bro.
Race has absolutely nothing to do with him murdering those two people.
Okay, how do you know he murdered them?
Okay, but I mean, if we can agree,
we call him a murderer because the way it's been framed to us.
When we can agree though, and at the end of the day, because I was on the train too, I really didn't know, and especially just Cuba Gooding Jr. did make me like OJ more. I don't know, that was good. That was good casting. At the end of the day, I'm kind of on the raw side of it. Let's entertain. It's not OJ. Who could this person be?
Who gives a fuck?
No, I mean, that's I give a fuck. I give a fuck. I give a fuck.
I mean, okay, better yet, to say we don't have anybody who it could be more, so it's you.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. I'm saying this very small percentage that it could be anybody else.
The only reason you're saying it is because somebody created a narrative for you that.
Oh well, then also because there's only 3 people's DNA at all the crime scenes. There's only 3 people's DNA
his son, bro.
at all the crime scenes.
His son.
Sure, yeah. I mean maybe his son did it. I then still say that race had nothing to do with his son doing it. Like whether he did it or his son did it. I'm saying at the core of what happened, race had nothing to do with it, and race was then.
Well, no. I'm saying I don't know why that woman was killed. I'm saying the reason that OJ got off And the reason the case played out the way that it did was race and racism.
What we said earlier is that black people claimed OJ, and you said it's because
by the time it came to the black community,
sure,
it was a racial situation.
Because of
we
the
learned
defense.
we learned about it through the media.
But because of the defense,
the media framed OJ before Cochran got in. You saw it on the thing.
But not because
Cochran
of race
saw,
though. Not because
Cochran
of race.
saw the thing on the black lady who's next to hypothetical Cochran or the character
Sure.
Cochran. She says it. She's like, "Oh, that's racially charged," and then he's like, "Yeah." She's echoing what we were already seeing. Remember what time it's happening.
Sure,
this is happening. The LA riots. What black people know is that police abuse black people as a routine. And that LA is a hot button place for this.
Sure.
The rhetoric of black people, especially young black people, let's say 16 to about 45, is fuck the police.
Sure.
Because not because of the rap song, but because of who we are and what we've experienced.
Yeah.
And everything about this case says that. The thing we're having a hard time doing is nobody's jumping to OJ because of who OJ is. He's this black hero. Who gives a fuck about OJ? Because it's because we understand that you guys use black celebrities against us. And we know that you use your laws to abuse black men, black people in general.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man.
We're using this case as an example to argue that out to everybody. It's because this case
that's
is
what I'm saying.
So
then I agree with
racially
you.
inflected.
Then I agree with you. I'm saying it was the defense that put the racial argument together to bring it a part of the whole thing. If it wasn't for the defense, it would have been brought up. And I think,
but it's not that it wasn't there.
I know. I'm not saying it wasn't there. I'm not saying it wasn't
Chris
there.
Darden.
I know. I'm not saying it wasn't there, but I'm talking about that was in response to what they did. I'm talking about finding out who murdered these two people and bringing up race in the LAPD. Don't necessarily go together, and it was because of the defense that was even brought into the fact that two people were murdered.
The fact that two people, the only reason you went to OJ was because he was a black man.
And because his DNA is at the scene, and it's his ex-wife, and he frequents there. He saw her that day. I mean, they did call him.
He frequents her. He saw her that day.
That could have been in the story, but it could have been in the Netflix shit. But did he not? He was in court saying he didn't even ask how she had died.
So what the fuck does that mean?
I mean, I'm just saying there's a reason he was contacted. The reason he but as if you're a detective, that trips you off to put that person in as a suspect.
Everybody who doesn't ask is a
I don't disagree with that logic. You find out that your wife has been murdered and you don't ask,
his wife, it's his ex-wife.
Or his ex-wife had died and didn't ask how she died.
Why? I mean that I don't even understand how. That logic.
I'm saying, but not
you
because
you didn't respond to my question the right way, so you're a murderer.
Well, let's put it this way: this person's a detective. He probably tells people.
Your DNA was at a house that you frequent, and so you're a murderer.
Yeah, but it's also like the time window that he was there. It's the blood in the Bronco.
He says he wasn't there during the time frame that you're saying the murders took place. You're saying,
I mean, we can go
in
all
order
day about
for
this,
their,
I mean, how does her blood and his blood get into his Bronco? You know what I mean?
There?
It was on the outside and on the inside of the vehicle.
The LAPD says it was there.
Okay, sure. I mean, then I can't argue.
I will argue there. I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm saying
it feels
because
good.
of race.
Yeah,
I see what Johnny Cochran's position is. The only people that we have as a corroborating source to make all of this fit are the people who want this story to fit. And we know that these people who want this story to fit are corrupt. From the lowest person in the system to the highest person in the system.
Yeah, but if they have all this power and they want it to work, then why did it not work?
Because it was constructed, supposedly. All OJ did to get off was use the rules against itself. The final opinion was on a jury who has a narrative of race in their mind.
Sure.
Because they're Americans and this thing runs off of race.
Sure.
Normally, this would work against OJ.
Sure.
He found a lawyer to make it work for him. And justice in America isn't who's right or wrong or what absolute truth is. It's who can convince that jury to vote their way.
Again,
that's what he did.
Talking about my point to where at the end of it, it
but
became
you're
about
assuming
a race.
because it went his way that he's automatically guilty. Nobody ever proved him guilty of that.
No, but he's still in civil
criminal court.
Yeah, exactly.
Civil court was punishment. I can't say that. Okay, maybe they did.
That's what I'm saying.
I would like to argue that civil court was a punishment for criminal court, for the criminal court laws, because by then, even the judge who was trying that case, or everybody, had an opinion on OJ. You can't say he got blind justice in that
sure.
In that case.
And like all the shit that he shouldn't have even let the cameras in. He shouldn't have done like a bunch of shit that he had even done.
That case, OJ needed to satiate white America, he needed to be criminalized after that. If he wasn't a criminal before that, he was going to be after that.
Yeah, and also maybe because he killed 2 people. And I'm just saying, out of all the people that have ever existed, he's one of the more likely people to have killed those 2 people. There might be another list of people, maybe his son, maybe there's other people out there that could have killed these 2 motherfucking people. But he's top 3 on this goddamn list.
Okay, why is he top 3? What in his history?
DNA at both crime scenes, the DNA in the white Bronco, sure, maybe the fucking LAPD fucking showed me this. The fact that he ran, the fact that he was acting so crazy afterwards, you know what I mean? It was a lot of things that he'd beaten the shit out of her for years.
Domestic abuse is probably the most damning thing. But then again, he ain't kill her before.
Yeah,
and she was fucking out of both draw legs. And to be honest with you, and he knew it. It was Hollywood.
But at the same time, she's leaving messages saying that he's going to kill her. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm David Schwimmer.
I'm just not. I don't know. I'm just not.
I'm David Schwimmer.
I understand.
I'm Johnny Cochran in this one.
Well, and I respect it.
You got to.
I mean, we on the same team. I just don't believe in your cause like that.
You must acquit, Mike.
See, with the gloves, man, he was bullshit with the gloves. The first one he put on.
If it does not fit, you
must
acquit.
First one he put on. Something else I was going to say that I loved about it. It was dope on some black shit. Like Johnny Cochran and Chris Darden, it was just dope on really representing some black shit. When they were at the house, when he was at the house and he just shit on him publicly in court for like he just shit on him in front of everybody, black people, his family and he came up to him and he was like, "Let the white people test that other dude. Don't do him. Don't take him to the stand." And he like just told him straight up like, "I'm just trying to help you out." And his dad had to tell him like, maybe he's not trying to fuck with you. Maybe he's just trying to tell you on some just black man to black man shit. I was like, that's amazing. It's just too cool to capture a real, like that would have been a real black moment. You know what I mean?
Didn't have no good moments. I feel like that. I want him to have a moment so bad, but like he kept taking like
he had good moments, but Johnny just knew how to twist it every time.
But that's like, but then you have a good moment then. You see what I'm saying? Like it was like he was about to have a good, like that glove would have fit. Darden would have been the motherfucking man. Like if it would have fit, but it's just he got baited so hard. Like all his best moments were outside the courtroom.
Yeah, when he was about to fuck that girl.
Yeah, like
he didn't.
Hang out with the black dudes,
he
just
wasn't
like
about to fuck her the whole time.
You think that was all made up? I figured they were just trying to keep us.
But like, when I look at the real pictures, I was like, "Yo, you about to fuck?"
I think that was really
was
to emphasize the subtext of interracial dating.
Her hair was fucked up the whole show,
dude. And I will say
her hair was fucked up.
Her experience really did open my eyes up to a lot of things, like how she was treated in the media, and I was
women,
like, the way they shed that light on that, I was like, that's how you get people to say, "Oh," you know what I mean? When you talk about like having art represent what goes on or whatever, I was like that. Even me, where I felt like I was aware, I just saw it more where it's like, you're seeing it because you're rooting for it and you're like, yo, you know he did it, you got the shit to prove it, but you're just getting distracted. Your ex-husband's fucking with you and your kids. You're going through, like, it's just the way they're trying to paint her, I don't know, and they're not treating everybody like that. They're not talking about Johnny Cochran's hair or how his looks or saying, you know, she can't handle this or trying to, you know.
You know what the one thing that bothered me about that TV series is why every time that they show Johnny Cochran, especially in the exposition of him where they're building him up, they always show him in some pimp that in his bedroom with his wife, and it's kind of pimpish.
He just got that. I mean, I guess just to represent that swag. I think that was the thing about him.
But there was so much more to John. But there's so much more that you could point to with Johnny Cochran.
See, I wouldn't know that.
But it's again, maybe it's me and I'm hypersensitive to it. This is probably those microaggressions you're talking about. This is me pointing out the way black men are framed. Nobody else. A bedroom symbolizes intimacy, privacy, and access into people's weaker sides. To say it, or better yet, sides that they don't show the public self. Gives you more access into him, and it's not designed. It's not constructed in a way to make him human.
Yeah.
It says, to me, even in his personal life, Johnny is shifty. Because every time they show him, that's when he's really strategizing, and he's like, "Yo, and he's being all black." But when you see him outside, he's just throughout. But they never show the shiftiness. Shapiro, kind of.
He was shifty.
But I don't ever see him in the bathroom like, yeah, bitch, I'm drinking a martini. Like,
well, but his whole
when
thing.
he whispered "nigga, please" to him, I was like,
yo, I was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer. Fuck all this comedy shit. I'm gonna go to law school.
Yeah, for real.
But no, for real. But Shapiro's thing, like his whole persona was he been doing this, so they didn't have to show him like practicing. He's like, nigga, I know people. Shapiro's thing was like, nigga, I settled, nigga. What the fuck? You facing like 40 years. I'm gonna get you 2 in community service. What you want? Like his whole thing was like, listen, I'm gonna fucking take whatever situation you got and make it way less bad. I got this. So like they couldn't show him being like shifty. He was too well connected.
Yeah.
Johnny was dead, so you could just.
I mean, but for me, Johnny Cochran was so charismatic. It didn't even seem like to be that charismatic. You gotta practice your speech sometimes. Like just to be that good, like you can't. I don't think that's just natural. Like wake up, fucking run fingers through my hair. Like he was calculated too. Like Johnny wasn't just like they weren't showing him just in the bedroom. Like he was fucking bringing his own artwork to OJ house, make his house look more presentable. Smart as fuck. He was outlined with the fucking the Nation of Islam for like protection and shit like that. He was fucking. He knew every move that the defense was going to make before they made it. He was sitting there like, if we say this, they're going to say that, and if we say this, they're going to say that, so they're probably going to go with this. He was emotionally baiting this new dude and was like, we can't bring up the... Oh, no, Shapiro did that, though. But, like, Giants one was like, man, we can't bring up the glove, but if they bring up the gloves, then fucking it's a win-win. Yeah. You know? So, like, he was just like, he was a master sophist, I feel like. Like, outside the courtroom, inside the courtroom, like, he had all of it under control. So I mean, if he gotta have a bunch of fancy ass suits to do that shit, yo, nigga, wear them suits, bro.
Do it.
If you gotta fucking wear a
lime
green
suit,
suit,
and the colognes and the fucking.
But I'm like, yo, I want to get to that point one day. Like Cedric, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, they all got past the point we at right now to be like, there's a black man suit point. Yeah. That you just get to if you like feeling yourself hard. If you fucking work hard, there's a black man suit point.
I'm wearing with sweatpants. I'm doing this week.
Oh.
At the 420 show. Yeah.
Don't feed into it, man.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So we talked about the United thing last time. I brought this up, but I wanted to say this to you.
The whole United situation. You know everything that went down. Do you not, based on the reaction, everything went down? Do you not agree, or I kind of see the point that I was kind of making? If that had been a black dude, this whole argument, this whole thing would have been about race, and it wouldn't have been about law enforcement. It wouldn't have been. It would all have been like, here is a police officer taking a black man, and because the man was Asian, it is not even considered to be a racial argument. It is just an infringement on a human right.
I thought he was brown.
That's not necessarily true because there are plenty of Asian groups that are racializing this.
Sure, definitely, but not in the social. Nobody in the status quo are even considering this.
No.
And it just made me think, if this was a black person and we said it was race, would it have been about race, or would it have been about what this Asian man was going through? Him wanting to get off, or him not wanting to get off the plane, maybe starting some kind of ruckus, refusing to get off, have to be get off the force. The force was obviously too much force. You shouldn't treat any human like that. But would we have overshadowed all that and been like, this is about race, this is about these cops hating these black men, and these dudes are racist, even though they are just assholes?
And yes, if it was black, we would have racialized it. The intent of that rhetoric is to expose the same thing that this particular case did.
Yeah.
The abuse of power by the powerful against the powerless.
Yeah.
But again, race. Once you throw that on the table, it mystifies that conversation.
And doesn't
It
the
makes it
real
more
message
interesting.
get lost
Yes,
sometimes?
yes,
You know what I mean?
Yes. Because that's what Black Lives Matter is supposed to be saying: powerful against the powerless. That's why you're paying attention to the Black lives. But what it comes across is Whitey hates black people. But
exactly. Even though that's probably not what was going on.
Well, that doesn't explain all white people are all black.
It's these police officers obviously feeling they have too much power than they actually deserve and imposing that on someone who doesn't have that amount of power. On a separate note,
we said that like last time we were talking about the whole Dallas shooting thing. I mean, the problem with Black Lives Matter is it's not just black people being abused; it's human beings being abused by the powerful.
Yeah.
Just because you get a job that gives you a gun, that doesn't give you less of a responsibility to protect people's safety and lives.
I want that job,
and those guys pulling that guy off of that plane like that is an example of an abuse of that responsibility.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is. It isn't racialized in the same way because of the way Asianness as a race operates in the United States versus African Americanness as a race.
And then also I was thinking if the person was in any way Muslim or Arab, exactly, would anybody have been on his side, or would everybody would have been like, "Yo, homie, don't play that"? Because on some level, I mean, while I don't think that dude should have been treated like that, he either doesn't know or should know. America doesn't fuck around on planes. We do not fuck around. I mean, for sure he should know that, but for some reason he forgot that, or maybe he was just so upset. Everyone should know, out of any country in the world, we do not fuck around on planes. Anytime you get on a plane, there's like this moment where everyone's like, we're all fucking cool, right? Like, as it's about to go off, like, one, we're not going to die because this shit's crazy, but then two, some shit's not about it. Everyone goes through their 9/11 moment when they get on the plane.
I've been disagreeing with that shit. The one time I got on the plane for that Georgia trip and more, I'm like, I should never have done that. I should have taken a train. I like train, it's just way safer.
I drive.
It's just you can't hijack a train. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just gonna show up and we're gonna hang out.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
You might attack a train station, but then you're a fucking loser.
You fuck at the little rails.
You the nerds of all terrorists. Like they fucking send you to fucking blow up boring shit like libraries and train stations where nobody's at. It's just me.
On holiday weekends.
Yeah, like nigga, nobody's here, bro. Why you killing me, bro?
Put some cars out in front of strategic places, like right before we try to go to a bridge. You know?
See, but like Phil's tags are just plans.
He's already been devised.
Phil's tags are just his real life plans to do shit.
That's the plan.
What you want to wrap up on, bro?
That's a big ass train.
Anything you want to talk about Armondo? Anything you want to bring up in particular? You know we've been chilling.
Yeah.
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all having me
come on
and having me on with Phil.
This has been nice.
This is all Phil.
Phil, you got a last little something?
Phil, you want to end on anything, dude? I want to give Phil like
What's
just
up?
5 minutes, just go at it and just let the public.
What should the people know, Phil?
What should we be looking out for?
What are you talking about?
What do you think about North Korea?
I don't give a fuck about it, bro. That's something.
I bet you know nothing about it. But
you're not supposed to know about that shit. You should ignore the shit out
of
of it.
over there, dude.
Yeah, who cares? As long as it ain't happening to me, fuck it.
You are the most evil. You are the most.
What we gonna do, bro? Like, unless they want me to be like the one man Rambo. What you do?
All right, what should people know, Phil? What should people know?
The shrooms kicked in. That's what it was, bro.
I ain't Phil, you know you gotta leave, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It was like a perfect ending, and I was like,
okay.
Michael was like, all right, what you want to hit him with?
Yeah, a few moments ago, when I said that.
Hashtag the shrooms kicked in.
Yeah.
Phil's been going ham sandwiches this whole podcast for no reason, though.
When you guys go back and listen to this, this is gonna be gold.
This will be amazing.
Because of Phil.
Yeah. What song do you want us to close out on?
It should be a Kendrick song.
Kendrick song. No.
You do any song you want.
Just saying. I just like that song "Love." I just got a special place in my heart.
That XXX song is probably my favorite.
It's all but like the God song and then the fucking.
See, I haven't listened to that shit. No, I haven't. I can't.
Listen to I mean, you can play whatever song you want.
Well, if you're going Kendrick, the only thing I know is "Humble," but what I would prefer is for heart for.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, word. Well, bam. That's probably bumping now. Well, thank you for doing this.
Man, it's awesome,
Man,
dude.
thank
Thank you so
y'all
much,
for having me,
man.
This was
Yeah.
fun. Fun as
Always.
Fucking follow us, like, and subscribe. Do all that shit.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Hey, thanks for listening to another episode of the Open Micers podcast.
And listen, if you need to find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it is at The Open Micers. And for bookings or general questions, it's theopenmicers@gmail.com.
And if you guys are listening on iTunes, please go rate and review. Rate and review is the easiest way for the podcast to grow and to get more people to listen.
Yeah, and just follow your dreams, nigga,
Yeah, just in general. You got a dream. Do that shit. Do that shit, bro. Thanks.
30 minutes later, my future favors the legendary status of a hip-hop rhyme savior. Travel around the atlas in a spaceship, candy-coated. My day shift been devoted to fucking up bundles of paper. Pi equals 314. The devil's pie is big enough to justify dough thing. Wait up. Lamping in Jamaica, the clouds turning, my thoughts turning, burning cash to oil. I've been determined to make and earn this seed in the soil is classified. I'm satisfied when I strategize my kids' future. I ain't sanctified enough to say that I won't shoot ya. I done vandalized the industry for a circuit, the earthiest / thirstiest nigga you know versus this scum of a land that transcend two surfaces. The richer the poor, the bigger the picture, the more blood pours. But don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth about you. Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth about you. My fans can't wait for me to sun your punk ass and crush your whole little shit. I'll big pun your punk ass, you a scared little bitch. Tiptoeing around my name, nigga, you lame. And when I get at you, homie, don't you tell me you was just playing.
Oh, I was just playing, K-Dot. Come on, you know a nigga rock with you, bro.
Shut the fuck up, you sound like the last nigga I know. Might end up like the last nigga I know. Oh, you don't wanna clash, nigga, I know. I put my foot on the gas, head on the floor, hopping out before the vehicle crash. I'm on the road, yelling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am the greatest rapper alive. So damn great, motherfucker, I've died. What you hearing now is a paranormal vibe. House on the hill, house on the beach, nigga.
Facts.
A condo in Compton, I'm still in reach, nigga.
Facts.
I'm fresh out the water, I'm about to breach, nigga. The 5-foot giant woke up out of his sleep, nigga. Oh yeah, more cars, more leers, more bars, no peers, no scars, no fear. Fuck y'all sincere, I heard the whispers, I curved the whispers. You know what the risk is. Earthed in ditches, your body reverting to stiffness. The whole world going mad, bodies is adding up. Markets about to crash, niggas is fake rich, bitches is fake bad. Blacks that act white, whites that do the dab. Donald Trump is a chump, know how we feel, punk. Tell them that God coming, and Russia need a replay button. Y'all up to something. Electoral votes look like memorial votes, but America's truth ain't ignoring the votes. It's blasphemy. How many go blast for me? I prophesied on my last song, you laughed at me. But when the shit get bracket, don't you ask for me. How many leaders go tell you the truth after me? G Malone, big bro, kudos to him. I was too old from an M, trying to be big as M. 30 millions later, my future favors the legendary status of a hip-hop rhyme savior. Salmon and capers, fame and lawsuits. You looking at me in chucks, I'm looking at y'all suits. Me and Top Dog playing rock, paper, scissors in court. A real hustler lose money just to go get some more. I said it's like that. Drop one classic, came right back. Another classic, right back. My next album, the whole industry on the ice pack. With TOC, you see the flames in my EYEs. It's not a game and the whole world is going mad, daddy. You're sad, daddy. My only advice, go and get you a bag, daddy. Libaka, on trial, trying to portray a boxer. Beating up on my niggas while the COs watch them. Tables turn, lesson learned, my best look. You jump sides on me, now you about to meet Westbrook. Go celebrate with your team and let victory vouch you. Just know the next game played, I might slap the shit out you. Technical foul, I'm flagrant, I'm foul. They throwing me out, you throwing the towel. Look at the crowd, they, no, I don't like that. Look at my smile, I'm smirking, calm but urgent. That ain't the style, fuck. So many verses, you live in denial, fuck. So many verses, I never run out. What?
You're making them nervous, the music is loud.
Ho Jay-Z, Hall of Fame, sit your punk ass down. So that means you ain't bigger than rapping. So that means no more playing the back scenes. My spot is solidified if you ask me. My name is identified as that king. I let y'all worry about the list, I'm on some other shit. A difference between accomplishments and astonishments. You know what time it is, Annie up, this is him forever. Y'all got till April the 7th to get y'all shit together. Let's get it. Left. On phone now.